We're live.
Ladies and gentlemen, what's good, y'all? It's the Chillmeister J. Christian Gary, and it's J. Wolf, and you're watching and listening to another edition of Focus Fights Audio. And, well, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. It's crazy to believe that, you know, we're already into April now. The madness is over. WrestleMania is about a week or so away, but nobody's really giving a damn about WrestleMania because, hello, in case you haven't realized, there's a smorgasbord of fight coverage this weekend that's going to make WrestleMania feel like a small little get together with about 60,000 of Hunter Hearst Helmsley's closest friends.
Yeah, we got an amazing fight weekend this week, man. This is absolutely incredible, bro. We got a sensational UFC headlined by Jerry Prohaska, former Rising champion, getting another crack at the UFC belt. Then we got, what I personally love about this weekend, I call it the Superior Rule Set Epicness Rivalry Weekend because we got Black Combat, the Korean promotion that allows Superior Rule Set on Friday night. Then we got the Epic Rising Fighting Federation on Saturday night. And before all that, of course, is the UFC. And then we got Combate Global is like the lead-in to Rising. I saw you tweet about that. You did a reply tweet to Campbell saying you're going to watch Combate Global and then switch it over to Rising right afterwards. And the timing should line up pretty good. So it's a loaded weekend.
Oh, yeah, it definitely should line up because I think that, Rising's gonna probably come on at around. I'm gonna go ahead and say it now that Rising Landmark 13 will take place this weekend. The expected start time for the fight card will be midnight Eastern, 9 p.m. Pacific, with the prelims on the Rising Fighting Federation YouTube channel. The main card will be shown in its entirety for $20 via Rising.tv standalone package or the $17 premium pass package if you end up subscribing to that. But still, though,
and they should subscribe because remember, this year they're going to have an event every single month now. So the subscription is totally worth it. So definitely get that Rising subscription for $16.99.
I see. But still, though, another thing to also point out, and I had to basically pull a Jay Leno. Did you hear about this? Did you see this? But still, though, did you hear that Tenshin Nasukawa is possibly going to be fighting his last boxing match this weekend?
Was that an April Fool's tweet or no? Is he because it wasn't? It's not he's retiring. It's if anything, it's that it's his last boxing match. He might be coming back to kickboxing. Is that what it was, or was it an April Fool's tweet saying that he was going to retire?
I don't know. To be honest, I can't really say if it's actually true because, it was posted on April Fool's Day, so it might have been a joke. But
I think it is.
Yeah, but Tenshin Nasukawa was going to be facing off against Juan Francisco El Gallo Estrada, future boxing Hall of Famer, former world champion. And obviously, with Tenshin being a former world title challenger now in professional boxing, it'll only make sense that if he wins this fight against a legend like Estrada, screw going back to kickboxing and fighting Rod Tong for, possibly $1 million. He's definitely going to want to get better opportunities fighting in boxing. If he does defeat a legend.
Yeah, I could see that totally. So, but hey, I wanted to get your thoughts on. Did you see about the Black Combat? It's like a World Cup type of deal. They have teams of fighters, and they got Team USA and Team Japan already advanced to the semifinals. With Team Japan scoring a big upset over Brazil. And now this weekend on Friday, it's going to be Team Mongolia versus Team China. And then they'll be facing off against later on this month. They'll have a Team Europe versus the second team of Korea which is Team Omega, Korea Omega. So in the first round, the Americans beat Team Korea Alpha, and now in the Japanese did a massive upset over Team Brazil. And this Friday is Team Mongolia versus Team China. And then a couple weeks later is going to be Team Europe versus Team Korea Omega. So I think it's pretty cool. And the semifinals are already set between, like I said, America and Japan. That's going to be huge. And they're getting some pretty good traction because they're already tweeting in Japanese, and they weren't doing that before. So it's I guess it's getting pretty big. So I'm pretty happy about that because that really Black Combat really brings the action, dude. I love it. I just love another superior rule set organization, and Black Combat is they're the only other ones besides the Epic Ryzen that does the full superior rule set. So I just love it. And they're going on Friday night, and then we got Ryzen Landmark 13 on Saturday night, man. How fun is this weekend going to be? We are going to get some superior rule set epicness action.
Well, also, another thing worth adding, Michael Schiavello is going to be having a busy weekend as well because he's got not only Ryzen Landmark 13, but K1 Genki.
Yeah, I saw that. How's he going to do that? Well, they're both in Japan, so he's just going to go from one to the other. But that's pretty cool.
Exactly. But
great to see K1, King K1, going back in action as well too.
Of course, yeah, King K1.
Hey, they're the one. They got the real deal Holyfield 8-man 1-night Grand Prix. That's a superior format. I absolutely love it.
Yeah,
I'm glad you showed them some love.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for them to actually figure out if they're gonna be doing another event in the United States because they done one with Husky Fat Promotions. They tried to do a qualifying tournament with Husky Fat Promotions up in North Texas or South Oklahoma, so to speak. And they basically led to one of the fighters, Mason Strautman, coming into K1. But still, though, I'm just waiting for them to do something here so that we could actually officially give K1 its crown back because...
Well, hopefully they're going to be doing. I heard the rumor is they're going to be doing an LA event again because remember they did one before in like 2012, and the rumor that I heard is that they're trying to come back to LA. So that I'd be stoked. I'll be right there front row if that happens. I can't wait for that. I hope that we were talking on the pre-show before we're going live that Ryzen is going to be doing a couple of World Series events this year. One of them's going to be in Korea, and hopefully they're going to partner with Black Combat and Road FC. And the other one could possibly be in America. That's what Sakaki Barasan, the CEO of Ryzen, was saying. And we were talking about how that could be either in Guam or most likely in Hawaii. But I'm throwing the wild card out there. What if it's in LA? What if they come to the West Coast? That's the dream.
I mean, yeah, that would be a dream. But it would also be a nightmare considering how anal the California State Athletic Commission is.
I know. They probably have to do it like Pride did when they went to Vegas and, just did the unified rules, but we're in a ring. I mean, Affliction did a ring right here in Southern California.
Yeah, in Anaheim.
Yeah. I was at them. They were fantastic events. I love those.
Yeah, but still, though, I just don't know if Ryzen can actually leeway themselves towards, getting things changed on the fly because they're going to have to abide by, whatever. I mean, if they go to Guam, it'll be cool. It'll be just like the Brawl International shows. They'll beat the shit out of each other just for the hell of it. But if they go to Hawaii or if they go to any other state, but I think North Dakota, where they basically have no athletic commission. If they basically go to any other state in this country where they have to do a show and abide by the athletic commissions, it's going to be hard for them to crank out some of the action that we normally see out of them.
Well, remember, Colorado and Georgia, they allowed one championships, partial superior rule set with grounded knees. So that could be an option as well. that where they could do at least grounded knees. So just throwing that out there.
Right, of course. But enough about all that shit.
Yeah, let's get into this Ryzen Landmark 13 card. I'm stoked for this. Dude, do you see how many fights there are in this card, brother? There's like over 15 fights, counting the prelims. And look at how many international guys are on this. There is so many international fighters. I absolutely love it. And there's 2 title fights on this card. This card is arguably better than their upcoming numbered card, Ryzen 53. I mean, I don't know. I mean, that one 50 does 53 even have it has one title fight, right? The lightweight title fight. But this one, the landmark card, has 2 title fights. Shadalayev, steamroller Shadalayev, and then Danny Sabatello, the American Ryzen champion. Gosh, I just love saying that. So, I mean, this card is...
And that's what a lot of that's what the Japanese contingent are saying. You know, there's too many foreign fighters being world champions in Ryzen.
Well, dude, this one is sold out completely. Ryzen Landmark 13 sold out really fast. And 53 is still selling tickets. So, I mean, and then 52 it was not a complete sellout, right? So
I don't think it was.
I mean, I thought it was just a hair under completely sold out. But this one, Ryzen Landmark 13, is completely sold out. There's no more tickets available. And that shows that even though it's loaded with foreign fighters, it's really popular with the Japanese. And the 2 title fights are 2 foreign champions. So, I mean, I just, and dude, I don't think that it's, the Japanese like to see good fighters, period. They're not hung up on if they're Japanese or not. I mean, of course, that's a bonus, but I just think that, you know, the sales, the gate of Ryzen Landmark 13 just proves it, that the way to go. And I love that Sakakibara-san, the CEO of Ryzen, was saying that this year the theme is a world war where he wants to pit Japanese fighters against international fighters. I absolutely love it. Love it.
Yeah,
love it.
Of course. And Takumi Fukuhara is basically saying,
Takashi-san,
Takashi
brother,
Fukuhara.
I forgot. I have his awesome present he got for me was the awesome Pride poster, and I got it. Takashi-san, we started late, and so I forgot to set it up. I'll get on the next one, brother. I swear. Man, I apologize about that. But yeah, he got me a fantastic Pride poster. I got it framed. I just got to get another little, I'm going to have a little desk right here set up, or like a coffee table or something with it standing right here for the next show. Apologies about that for Takashi-san.
I see, but we're already 13 minutes into this, and
then let's get going. What
yeah.
You want to just do that? Run down the prelims real quick. We don't need to spend a bunch of time on that. Let's get through the prelims real quick, and then we'll go to the main card. But the prelims, just for everybody that knows, there's going to be a kickboxing match and a couple mixed martial arts bouts, but they're going to be like deep rules mixed, where they're only 2 rounds.
I think I can go ahead and handle it.
Go ahead.
But still, though, the point of the matter is there's going to be 16 fights on this card. 14 MMA, 2 kickboxing. On the prelims in particular, there's going to be 4 fights on that portion of the card, and I'm going to run those down real quick. And Takashi is saying, you know, take your time to seek the best setting.
Let's talk about the poster. Don't worry, Takashi-san. I'll get it next show. 100%. It was just we were running late this time. We were running late, and that's why I had a late start. And we were scrambling to get ready, and I just totally forgot. I totally forgot because I want to set it up real nice right here on this side. My dad's flag on this side, and Takashi-san's fantastic Pride poster gift on the other side. It's going to be great.
Okay,
so still, next show, Takashi-san.
But still, though, let me go ahead and continue on, run down this card here. I mean, the prelims are going to be these 4 fights in particular. In kickboxing at 126 pounds, Ryusei Imamura versus Yuki. In MMA, lightweights, 157 pounds, 71 kilos, Ryota Big Baby Oki 5-5 overall, versus Genji Arai, 3-2. And just to basically point out, yes, these are deep rules, but some of these guys are also local talent. They're basically ticket fillers, so to speak.
And they do allow the superior rule set for these
Mm-hmm.
bouts, so that's cool.
Oh yeah, of course. Co-featured prelim, Kodai Yamasaki, 10-5 overall, versus Tomoaki Arimasu, 3-2 overall. That'll be at bantamweight, 61 kilos, 134.5 pounds. Featured prelim, Daiki Yahiro, who's fought in Rising before, 6-4 overall, also known as the Iceman. He will be facing off against Shun Okamoto, undefeated, 2-0, 35 years old, so a late bloomer, so to speak. And then on the main card, as the lone kickboxing bout on said main card, it's K1 veteran Taiyo Asahisa taking on a Thai fighter by the name of, and I hope I don't fuck this name up, Sing Payak Lamplong.
Good job. That's better. That's better than I thought you were gonna do. You always get the names right. What are you talking about, man? You're good at those.
I mean, come to think of it, I know how. I mean, it's easy for me to say Thai and Mongolian names, right? Because I've watched a lot of well, not a lot of kickboxing. It's just that I'm aware of a lot of kickboxing, and I realize watching fights from Thailand and Mongolia and all these other places, it's easy to pronounce the names right, especially when we had so many Ebs and Ovs and all these other fighters coming out of Russia.
Yeah, I know, right?
Hmm. But still, though, point is, we can go ahead and start talking about the main card. So 20 minutes in,
Let's do
and
it.
put over the fact that we have two world title fights in the main event. The first one we will talk about, surprisingly, I mean, I'm surprised this fight's even happening considering what happened the last time one of these two fighters competed inside the superior rule sets, and the fact that this is a rematch from almost 2 years ago. That being Rajabali Steamroller Shadulaya making his third defense of the Rising Featherweight Championship versus the smiling sniper Yuta Kubo. Now, just for the sake of particulars, Shadulayev, the steamroller, 17-0. All of his wins are by way of finish. 11 submissions, 6 knockouts. He's 6-0 and rising. Just about every single fight of his has ended in some way, shape, or form via quick finish. I think out of the 6 fights he's fought in rising, 5 of them have ended in the first round before they even reached the damn bell, so to speak. Anyways, Shadulayev, he stands in at 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighing in at 145.25 pounds, representing Ilhas, fighting out of Bishkek, Kyrgyzstan by way of Zirgatal, Tajikistan. And of course, as I mentioned, he is undefeated as a professional mixed martial artist, all of his wins via finish, and this will be his third defense of the Rising Featherweight Championship of the World. He is, of course, I think, fourth champion, of this damn belt. But still, though, he's been the most dominant champion as of late, beating former champion Kleber Koike, former title challenger Mikuru Asakura in his most recent fight back on New Year's Eve, and in between that, a 33-second demo job of Viktor Kolesnik. But the fight that we're talking about here is the fact that he's going to be facing off against former K1 world champion, now 5-2 as a mixed martial artist, Yuta Kubo, of which he knocked him out back at Rising 49 almost 2 years, a little over a year and a half ago, back at Rising 49 on New Year's Eve. As far as Kubo, the smiling sniper, goes, 5-2 overall with 1 no contest. 3 of his 5 wins by way of finish. and all 7 of his fights have been in Rising, or really all 8 if you want to count the damn Shibatar fight. Fuck you, Shibatar. But still, though, point of the matter, and oh, by the way, height, weight, where he's from, 5'9", 145 and a third pounds, fighting guy out of Perch, Tokyo, representing Tachikawa, Tokyo, Japan. The last time we saw him was also on New Year's Eve. However, it was in a very, very crazy result. As in, he fought Karshiga Doubtbeck, but the fight ended in a no contest about 3.5 minutes in because of an inadvertent eye poke.
Yeah, and some say Doubtbeck kind of quit on that because Kubo was actually getting the better of Doubtbeck, which was amazing. So,
it is amazing. But the thing is, and the question is, considering that this is a rematch, how do you think things are going to work out this time around for Kubo? And, do you think that Shadulayev should have been given a different fight other than being given?
Yes. Oh, dude. Honestly, I'm kind of upset about this match. I feel like it's a waste of a Shadulayev fight on his contract because I know doesn't have forever.
Because you know what? I think we're going to go ahead and say it now. Kubo loses via first round finish, quicker fashion than what the hell happened the first time, right?
Yeah, the first time, he didn't technically steamroll him because Kubo made it to the second round. But this time, Shadulayev is probably going to come out and go, hey, no, I'm the steamroller. You're out of here in the first round, buddy. And this was, as you know from the Discord, the Rising FF Fans Discord server, everybody joined that. It's a lot of fun in there. Some very prominent members like King CeeLo 24, he was saying, this card is amazing except for the main event leaves a bad taste in his mouth because he doesn't like the matchup. And none of us like this matchup because it's like it's a waste of a Shadulayev fight. We only have a certain amount of contracted fights with them, and this one just feels like it's wasting one of those because, what is Kubo going to bring differently? Is he? I guess. Has he improved a little bit? I guess that's what they're thinking because he, was getting the better of Doubtbeck. I don't know. Maybe they're saying because he lasted the longest with Shadulayev so far. Maybe he can make it to the third round this time. I don't know. But I would have much rather they done a collaboration with the PFL or something, right? Because they just sent over Inoue to the PFL, right?
Oh, yeah. So, and they got a partnership with Kana Watanabe still.
Yeah. So why couldn't they bring over somebody from the PFL to face Shadulayev and just make it a non-title bout or something? Just something instead of just a gimme bout like this, because it feels like a gimme bout. That's what it feels like. And
to be honest, it is a gimme fight. It is a pad filler, so to speak. It is basically, I wouldn't say to pad the man's record because we all know how great Shadulayev has been in the last 6 fights that he's had with this promotion. But still, though, I think you're right. Maybe Kubo should have been given a different fight instead of this bullshit because we all know the outcome is going to be him getting ran over.
Yeah. Maybe they had to keep, Shadulayev happy and keep him busy, and maybe nobody else would step up this quick. I don't know. I don't know. I'm reaching for an explanation, but I would have definitely rather that had, a PFL collaboration or even bring over somebody, from a different organization or something. Bring in somebody. Wasn't there a couple guys that King CeeLo was talking about that are available out there? I don't know, something other than the guy that he already beat. Even though he went to the second round and looked great against Doubtbeck while it lasted, I don't know. I just want a different matchup for a guy of the caliber of Shadulayev, which we only have a limited time with because the UFC definitely has their eye on him. They want to poach him badly. And I just don't like wasting his fights. I want to get the maximum out of the time that he's here with the Epic Rising Fighting Federation. So that's all I'm going to say about that. It's going to be a steamroller, a Shadulayev steamrolling. That's what's going to happen here. So let's go on to the good title bout here with the American Rising Champion, Danny the Italian Gangster Sabatello.
Yeah, of course. Let's talk about the Italian gangster in his own mind, who's probably been spending more time putting over himself through a beamer rather than basically focusing on this fight that he'll have against Joji Goto, which, oh, by the way, will be his first title defense of the Rising Bantamweight title. Quick look at the stats on Sabatello, the Italian gangster, in his own mind. His official record, 17 wins, 4 losses, 1 draw, with 9 of those wins by way of finish. 4 knockouts, 5 submissions. At 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighing in at 134.2 pounds with a 71-inch reach, fighting out of American Top Team Sunrise, Florida, by way of the north side of Chicago, Illinois, USA. Obviously, coming into Rising last year, he was definitely a breath of fresh air, beating Shinobu Ota, knocking him out, actually, beating the Olympic gold medalist 20 seconds into round number 3, then earning split decision nods against Shoko Sato. And ever since he defeated Naoki Inoue, via split decision to become the Rising Bantamweight champion, which, of course, now Naoki is going to the PFL in a little exchange against Marcelo Alves in Belgium coming up next month, hard to believe. It seems like Sabatello's been riding a damn victory lap. But still, though, I'll save the question for after I get done talking about his opponent, Joji Goto. Jojigoto is how you spell his name properly. 20 wins, 8 losses, 1 draw, fighting out of Sapporo, Hokkaido, Japan. 5'8", 134 and a quarter pounds, 68.1-inch reach. 30 years of age, born March 9th, 1996. His overall record in the world of mixed martial arts, again, 20 wins, 8 losses, 1 draw, 14 of his 20 wins by way of finish, 10 knockouts, 4 submissions, 2 twisters, oh, by the way, which is why I call him Mr. Twister, but still, though, I mean, he's gone 5-0 in Rising. He complained that there were too many foreign champions in Rising.
Well, now's his chance.
I mean, the main thing I have to ask is, with Sabatello wasting too much of his time talking shit and basically putting over stupid tattoos underneath his bottom lip. I mean, no disrespect to the man, and whatever the fuck he wants to do, I can't stop him. Nobody can. It's his prerogative. Who gives a shit about what any of us has to think? But still, point is, with Sabatello being a little too distracted, do you think that it'll probably be cause for, Sabatello to realize, hey, maybe this is a weakness that Goto might go after?
No, I mean, this is definitely a really tough test for Sabatello. This is a real title fight right here.
Mm-hmm.
And it could go either way. I mean, there's no guarantee that Sabatello is going to keep that belt. This is not like the main event where it's pretty much guaranteed that Shot Alive is going to keep the belt. This one, Sabatello is in a real test right here. Joji, Mr. Twister, Goto, I love your nicknames. Steamroller, Shot Alive, and Mr. Twister, Goto. They are, I mean, Mr. Twister, Goto really, because Sabatello, his strength is obviously his grappling, right? We saw a little glimpse of K1 striking Sabatello in his Rising debut. He has shown that he knows how to use the superior rule set a little bit by throwing some grounded knees. But his bread and butter is his grappling, right? That's how he won the title, getting more takedowns, out-grappling. But Joji Goto, Mr. Twister, guy's excellent, expert grappler. And if Sabatello messes around, he could find himself pretzeled up in a submission and losing that belt. So I'm going to be real interested to see what the actual betting odds for this one are going to be. It's going to be really close. They're not going to be – it's going to be a pick'em fight right here. If not, maybe even Goto favored to win. So, I mean, Danny Sabatello, he's going to – I love how he's been selling it. I love that he's an American champion. And just – man, and the Rising fans love him. You see how he's getting all kinds of responses and stuff. I mean, he's getting a lot of love from the Japanese fans, but hey, he better bring it, or else Goto's going to be raising his hand as a new champion. So I'm curious if you feel the same way. Do you think that Goto's is going to do this, or do you think Sabatello is going to defend that title for this time?
Well, the thing is, Goto's on a 4-fight winning streak.
Yeah, he's hot. He's got momentum.
Oh yeah, he does have momentum.
So does Sabatello, though.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. Goto's had more fights under Rizin's superior rule set than Sabatello, especially considering the fact that, the 2 twister submissions I mentioned for Goto. He's basically going to come in with just those. I mean, if he were to come in off of just those, I'd be a little concerned, even though a twister submission is a rare hold to pull off as is. However, the thing is, when it comes down to, Shoji Goto and his momentum, I do see that if he does take advantage of the stupidity that Sabatello's pulling off right now, I mean, it could mean a lot for him. But still, though, point is, I don't know. I think we're going to probably see, if not another damn decision win for Sabatello, then it's probably going to end in a finish for Goto. Maybe second round. I'm not sure. Still, though, it'll just be interesting to see how this fight goes. It's definitely a pick 'em.
Well, my question to you now is, do you think we see the reemergence of K1 striking Sabatello? Since he's going to know that Goto has excellent grappling, do you think he's going to look to not take it there? Do you think he's going to look to keep it on the feet and strike with them? Do you think he has the striking to outwork Joji Goto? What do you think about that?
I mean, it's like you always say, he got to learn the assignment.
Yes.
I mean,
so you think it's going to happen or no? You think he's going to go to his bread and butter and grapple?
I mean, if he does grapple, it's going to be boring. He has to know how to, work that striking. I mean, he basically has been in this promotion now for almost a year, won the title in quick succession. He's got to at least learn how to do some strong type of striking.
He's shown a little bit of growth, so keep the faith. I think he's starting to know the assignment. So we could see that, but I just don't know if he's going to want to grapple this whole time with Joji Goto. I think he's going to try to strike. So that's what my question is. Do you think that Sabatello, if he brings out the K1 striking Sabatello from his debut, do you think that Sabatello is good enough to beat Joji Goto on the feet?
He might, but then again, I highly doubt that we'll. I mean, if we see grappling Sabatello, it's going to be boring. I'm going to want to tune. Well, I'm not going to be able to tune out because it'll be damn 6 a.m. And I'm probably going to be already tired out anyways from watching the whole damn thing.
Well, look, the Rizin landmarks have extremely good pacing. They are lightning fast pacing. You barely have time to fire off a tweet from your phone in between fights. That's how fast the pacing are. And usually they finish up before 3 a.m. So, I mean, I don't know if you're going to have to stay up that late because the most previous landmarks, they finish before 3 a.m. Some of them even finished before 2 a.m. Remember correctly, a couple of them last year. So they go lightning fast with the pacing. So,
and in your case, it's a lot easier to say that because you live out in the West Coast.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, I mean, but you'd only be, I'm going to stay up till 5 a.m. So it's like a New Year's Eve show for me. So.
Understood. But still, though, point is, Sabatello needs to actually strike. If he doesn't, it'll be a long, boring 15 minutes.
I don't know about that because Goto is competent on his grappling. He could do an upset here. And that would make it not boring. That would make it extremely exciting, actually. But I'm hoping that Sabatello decides not to take it to, not to grapple, do his bread and butter, and wants to showcase that K1 striking Sabatello. and see if he can get it done with this on the feet and defend that title. That's what I would like to see.
Understood. I mean, no argument here. I just think that if he does end up doing that, he's going to have to be consistent with it, not half-ass it. Otherwise,
Yes,
again, if he
100%.
grapples, if he grapples, he's going to be wasting everybody's time, and we're just desperately going to be waiting for the moment when Shaq steamrolls to Kubo again.
It's going to be good. I can tell. It's really going to be good.
Oh yeah, of course.
Let's keep it rolling. We got another fantastic international fighter in the next bouts. Are we doing Hori and Pitbull?
Oh yeah,
Tricky Pitbull.
Yeah, we're doing Yoshinori Hori versus Patricky Pitbull Fury. And yes, I still call him by his full name. But still, though, point is, it's Yoshinori Hori versus the former King Bellator Patricky Pitbull. First off, the particulars on the former hand guy, so to speak. Yes, I know. It's low hanging.
You went there.
It's low hanging fruit, for fuck's sake. But still, though, point is, Poirier, 14-6 overall, age 30, born May 10th, 1995, fighting out of Nagasaki, Tokyo, Japan, representing Alliance, Fight Team Alliance. Out of his 14 wins, he's pretty hands-on when it comes down to knockout. Okay.
Zing!
Enough of that shit. Anyways, half of his wins are by way of knockout. He's currently 5-3 inside the octagon. Not bad. No, he's currently 5-3 in. God damn it. He's currently 5-3 under the superior rule set. Not bad for a guy who is a former Pancrase Neo Blood tournament winner who only fought once inside the octagon in a one-and-done situation, losing to Mean Hakeem Dawodu. I mean, Dawodu is now retired. I don't know. Maybe I'm on to something. They might need to get more bodies for future U.S. shows. Why not get that Nigerian Canadian involved for a
Make the call. Make the call, Sakakibara-san, Shingo-san.
Mm-hmm.
You heard Jay Krish.
But still, though, point is, his last fight at Ryzen 51 was a standing rear naked choke submission loss to, and I can't believe I'm saying this, then lightweight champion Roberto Satoshi Sosa. And for Poirier, this is definitely his bounce back fight. But still, though,
it kind of is for Patricky Pitbull too. Patricky's coming off a couple of losses in PFL, right?
No, he's coming a couple losses. He's coming off a 4-fight losing streak. Is Patricky Pitbull Fury. But still, though.
Where was that at? Was that PFL or was somewhere else?
Bellator, PFL, and Ryzen. But still, though, let me put over Pitbull for a little bit. Not talking about the washed out Miami rapper. I'm just saying. But still, though, point is, Patricky Pitbull Fury. His actual last name is spelled Freire. But still, though, point is, 40 years old, born June 21st, 1985. Born January 21st, 1986. Holy shit, I'm getting my dates all mixed up and everything. But still, though, point is, 5'7", 155 pounds, 71-inch reach, fighting out of Natal, Rio Grande do Sul. No, fighting out of Natal, Rio Grande do Norte, Brazil. Of course, we know that. 26-fight Bellator veteran, pretty much one of the kings of Bellator back in the day. But now he's 2-2 in Ryzen, and he lost his most recent fight to Shunta Nomura back at Super Ryzen 4 last summer. In addition to the fact that he's currently riding a 4-fight losing streak, probably the longest of his career, dating all the way back to his days in Bellator, where he went on a 3-fight losing streak from the spring of 2012 to the fall of 2013. But still, though, Point of the matter is that both of these guys are coming off losses, and in the case of Patricky, he's coming off back to back to back to back losses.
Yeah, but that's against really tough competition, and this is the chance for both guys actually for a redemption tour here. I mean, this is a huge opponent for Hori, and for Patricky, this is a chance to get to end that skid and get back in his winning ways. Maybe get another shot at our boy Satoshi-san, because remember when they fought, Satoshi just like literally came off the couch like 2 days. He got off the couch and went and fought Patricky, and that's how Patricky got that leg kick TKO knockout on him. So that I'm looking forward to that rematch. But Patricky, a great thing about him is he's already knows the assignment. Remember, he already has a grounded kick knockout in Ryzen, right? Was that during the Grand Prix, previous lightweight Grand Prix? I think it was. So he knows the assignment. So we could be seeing some serious violence in this bout right here. Some serious superior rule set action in this bout right here. And I'm really looking forward to it. Really looking forward to seeing which guy brings it. I'm leaning towards Patricky, but I mean, Hori is. I mean, he can win this as well. I mean, is Patricky done, or does he still have some left in the tank? So that's going to be a lot of questions going to be answered in this bout, and I'm really looking forward to it. I can't wait to see if Patricky still got it. Still got a little bit left in the tank. If he still knows the assignment, and if he can get back on that winning streak. I'm curious to see if he wins. Is he going to call out someone like Satoshi next for the rematch? I mean, I don't know. We'll see, because definitely can't get a title shot after beating just one win. So he's going to have one more. So I think that, honestly, I think if Patricky wins, I think he should call out Satoshi, and that could be a de facto title eliminator match for the next lightweight title shot down the road. So, and for Hori, this will be a huge, so he doesn't go on a skid and, bounce back, get in the win column as well over a big name, and just, is he really high on the card this time too? Has he ever been this high on the card before? Do you know? I mean, that's kind of hard to tell right now.
I mean, for Hori, I think he has his title fight with Roberto Satoshi Sosa.
Oh yeah, you're right.
A main event.
Yes, you're right. I totally forgot about that. But I was just thinking, because this is a pretty high placement for him. He's usually not this high on the card. So it's a good chance for him to shine, especially if he can beat someone of the caliber of Patricky Pitbull. So just really stoked, looking forward to this. The whole main card, the last 5 fights is really stacked, dude. I'm really stoked, looking forward to it. So are you stoked about as I am for this one, or what?
I mean, I'm excited. I mean, I could never turn down the excitement of a Patricky Pitbull Fury fight. I mean, I've been a fan of Patricky since he was in Bellator, and since I fucked up his name and Patricio's name in the interview that I did with Andrew for Real Rising Podcast about 6 years ago. But still, though, point is, I would never turn down the excitement of a Patricky Pitbull Fury fight. It's just the fact that, he doesn't have a lot of time left as far as making an impact goes.
That's what I was saying. If he wins here, he should call out Satoshi, and that could be like a de facto title eliminator for the next shot. I mean, because really, how many years do you think he's got left? This one, next one, and maybe, I mean, because like you said, he's already 40, right? Or is he just about to turn 40?
He just turned 40 as of 2 months ago.
Okay, so that's about the time in the careers of fighters that they gotta. Hey, Honey Badger, what's up, Dean? How you doing, brother?
Gentlemen, how are you? Did we read Kubo's eulogy yet?
No, we already did. Actually, we already did. We said that Shadalaya was gonna steamroll him, and that it was a waste of a Shadalaya fight. So
yeah.
And the only thing is that is Kubo going to be able to last till the 3rd round or not? Is he going to get steamrolled? Is Shadalaya going to prove a point that I'm the steamroller? I'm going to take him out in the 1st round this time.
Yeah, we basically already read Yuta Kubo's last will and testament, so to speak.
Yeah. There's a greater chance he dies in the ring than he wins the fight. Like there's There's more than a 1% chance he dies in the ring. Like, that's not high, but that's pretty high for like an average sporting event. Like 1%.
Dude, we were just saying how it's. I'm upset about it because it's a waste of a Shadalaya fight, bro. We only have a certain amount of contracted fights with them, and it's like, I don't know. I wanted something more. I wanted, like a PFL collaboration, or there's a couple guys that King Sela had thrown out there that would have been good opponents in the Ryzen Discord. I forget who they are right now, but just somebody else in this. And even if it's going to be a rematch, it should have been like someone like Kolesnik or I don't know. I just don't like this. I get it because it sells tickets for the Japanese fans, but it just feels like a waste of a Shadalaya fight, unfortunately.
Do you think any of it kind of has to do with the K1 show, that he was such a prominent K1 fighter that they're trying to just bring those fans over? It's like if Zuffa Boxing like put Mike Tyson on just to try to get more people to watch their shit and switch over.
I mean, possibly, because K1 is going the night before, right? On Friday night, or are they going the same night, Saturday night?
I thought it was the same, but it's the same weekend for sure.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, it's the same weekend. So it is the same night. Because Friday night is Black Combat. Saturday night is Combate Global, Ryzen, and K1. So maybe you're absolutely onto something there. Maybe that could be what it is. They're trying to get some crossover. That's why they got some kickboxing bouts on this card.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what it is. And they're just trying to say, oh, he lasted the longest. He went to the second round with them. So can he go to the third this time, or could he, and we were talking about how he was looking good against Doubtbeck until the eye poke disqualification or no contest, whatever. So maybe they're thinking, hey, he's improved a little bit, so maybe he can last longer than the second round. I don't know. I'm reaching here for an explanation. It's just I like your explanation though. That's I'd never thought about it like that. Maybe they are trying to get some King K1 fans, crossover fans here. Maybe that's what it is.
Of course. And we already talked about the second title fight that'll take place. In this case, it'll be the first title fight that'll take place on the actual card, Sabatello versus Goto. Any quick thoughts about that before we get back to talking about Poirier versus Pitbull?
No, I think you guys probably took Sabatello by decision.
Well, it's a pick'em. We think it's a pick'em, and we're trying to figure out, is Sabatello going to go to his bread and butter grappling with a dangerous grappler like Joji Goto? Because Joji Goto is Mr. Twister, so he's confident on the ground. He knows what he's doing with grappling. So could we see the K1 striking Sabatello of his debut bout? Could we see some striking?
Oh God! Let's hope not. I think the new rules, the new scoring is going to favor him so much that he's gonna do his thing.
So you think his grappling is good enough to avoid Joji Goto's submissions?
For sure. The level of control you need on a twister is just it's not like a better guy takes you down and dives into like a triangle or a guillotine or something. That's not how you pull off a twister. You gotta have some control. You gotta, make your opponent really sell out. So I don't think that specific move, I don't think he's gonna pull off. He still might take his back. That's an outside chance, but like taking his back standing like he likes to do, I don't think that's gonna happen on this opponent. I think Sabatello's gonna be able to wrestle him.
And what about his striking? How do you think the striking matchup for Goto and Sabatello?
Goto actually probably is the better striker, but he just has such short little arms, like a T-Rex. If Sabatello's smart, if he keeps it on the outside, he can outpoint. But I think if his corner tells him to make the adjustments, he's one of those guys that has like a good fight IQ, even if you wouldn't expect him to have like a high regular IQ, like a Sean Strickland. Like, he fights really smart and makes good adjustments, but you would never think like, oh, this guy's in Mensa. This guy aces all these fucking tests.
Yeah. So you're picking Sabatello by decision then?
Yeah. I think it's pretty safe.
Okay, cool. That's what I hope it happens, actually, because I love having Sabatello. I love having an American champion. I just love it.
Yes.
So now for the next one that we're talking about here, let's let you get on. We were just finishing up about Hori and Patricky Pitbull. I'm actually looking forward to this one because Patricky Pitbull's fought in Rising before. He knows the superior rule set. He knows the assignment. He has a grounded kick knockout before. So, and they're both these guys are coming off losses, so there's no momentum advantage here. And it's a question of, does Patricky have enough left in the tank? Can he get it done? And if he does, we were talking about, doing this little fantasy matchmaking. What if he calls out like Satoshi-san afterwards to, try to get on like a path back to the title shot? I mean, just throwing that out there. So, and also for Hori, this is a bounce back fight for him. How do you see this one going?
I think Hori is, a lot younger. He's younger by like 10 years. Pitbull, now that he's 40, he's a little diminished in his full skill set. Like his way to finish the fight, to win the fight, it kind of narrows. So he hasn't really looked that good since he beat Satoshi at that Bellator versus Rise. I think that was his last win. So I'm not expecting the best Patricky Pitbull. He's always a tough out. But Hori should be able to move in and out without getting tagged, avoid his flurries. Maybe he'll finish him, but he'll probably just dance his way to a decision and just piece him up on the feet.
So you're picking Hori in this one. Nice.
As far as the matchmaking, yeah. I am, yeah.
Nice. I'm hoping for
trying to think of like
win.
who they could match up with.
Oh, Dean, did you freeze up? You still there? Oh, there
Yeah,
you
that'd
are.
be nice
Okay.
to see. I don't know. All right. Yeah, he just got the shot and lost though, so I think this win alone it'll make him more famous for sure. But I don't know if it's like the push he needs. I don't know. I mean, Killer Gustavo's getting a title shot, so
Yeah,
I think
and
like one or
this
something.
would be a huge name for Hori if he's able to score a win over Patricky.
Yeah.
That'd be a big name on his resume. So, and like you were saying, Patricky's last win was against Satoshi, so I almost guarantee that'd be the next matchup they make, and that could be like a fast track to get both Satoshi back to title shot and possibly Patricky back to title shot. Because remember, Satoshi, he literally just got off the couch like 2 days and then fought Patricky. That's how that fight happened. So there's a history, there's a storyline there for that rematch. So it's gonna be real interesting to see who wins this bout. I'm just stoked on it because I love these international fighters. I love the whole theme of this card, whole theme of this year. That's what Kakibara-san was saying, how it's a world war, Japanese versus the international fighters. So I love it.
Okay, well, first of all, let me go ahead and, contribute to what Takashi is saying in the comments. First of all, he said earlier on YouTube, Hiromaso Kikubo said that Naoki Inoue could submit him from time to time. I guess that's in training. Inoue belonged to Black Belt Japan, nearby Tokyo, but he originally hailed from Kumamoto Prefecture near Fukuoka. And he saw the Joji Goto interview. Since he is from Hokkaido on the countryside of Japan, his training used to be very individual and primitive because, of the picturesque scenery of Hokkaido around him. No experienced master to teach him, so his career was in a lot of underground fights. Also, Joji not having much of a sporting background, it seems so rare for him to be a fighter. But still, though.
Oh, nice comments, Takashi-san.
Yeah, but still, though, let's go ahead and continue on with talking about the main card, and that is,
What's the next one? Is it Hagiwara?
Yeah, the Underground Emperor, Kenko Bancho, Kyohei Hagiwara, versus a guy from Hawaii that, unless you really follow the scene out there in the Aloha State, you don't know much about, that being the disciple, Kaleo Malewa. Well, Kaleo Malehula. I mean, his last name is spelled Mehaula. But still, though, point of the matter is the Hawaiian guy.
There you go. The American Hawaiian fighter.
I tried getting an interview with him. He left me on red. But still,
Oh, damn.
point of the matter is this guy, Mehula. Kaleo Mehula, 6-4 overall. 5 of his 6 wins, actually 4. Well, 5 of his 6 wins are by way of finish. All 5. Well, actually, 5 of his 6 wins are by way of finish. 3 knockouts. Well, 4 knockouts, 1 submission. He fought for Fury FC out there in my neck of the woods, Houston, Texas, a few too many times, 3 times in total. He's also fought for King of the Cage. He's also fought for Fierce FC out in Utah. He's fought for Tough Enough out in Vegas. And he is coming into this fight off the back of a knockout win back at King of the Cage. Well, I don't know what the hell they call their cards. They basically used to call these. I mean, King of the Cage used to call all their events all these types of weird names, so to speak. But still,
yeah.
Fought at a King of the Cage card back on September 25th. Knocked out Owen Rubinet in the second round, 4 minutes 17 seconds. By the way, I forgot to give his particulars. Good Lord. He's 5'9", 145.7 pounds with a 70-inch reach. Age 30, born November 25th, 1995. Fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, and Extreme Couture by way of Honolulu, Hawaii. But still, though, he's basically coming in as an unknown. Yeah, he's won 5 of his last 6, but he's still coming in as a known unknown, so to speak. His opponent, Kyohei Hagiwara, needing a win to make sure that he keeps his never gonna lose again mentality intact. 9 wins, 11 losses in mixed martial arts. His Rising Fighting Federation record, 8 wins, 9 losses. He is actually coming off of a knockout loss to Kiyoma Akimoto back at Rising Landmark 12 in Kobe last fall. His overall particulars: 5'10", 145 pounds, 30 years of age, born December 28, 1995, representing Team Smoker, fighting out of Toyonaka, Osaka, Japan. 7 of his 9 wins come by way of knockout, and as mentioned before, he is 8-9 in Rising. So yeah, he may come into this fight with experience under the superior rule set, but I mean, we talked about gimme fights earlier, Dean. With the Shadalaya versus Kubo fight. Do you think that this particular fight is just a gimme fight just to give Kyohei a win, or do you think that the Hawaiian disciple might come in and just cause some chaos?
I think that they were hoping that he would be somebody that would just go in there and lose, and we're still not sure. We're not sure what they told him, if it was some Seth Petruzzelli type, hey, you better not take this guy down. But because I think if he does, he's out of Extreme Couture. He's got an okay game. He could show up with the mentality to put this guy down and submit him, and I think he's definitely capable of it. Kaleo's fought in all the leagues that he's won in all these leagues. Usually, when you win in one of them, you bump up to the next level. So I think he's kind of right there on the cusp. I don't really think he's just some rando that they found. So it is a little bit of a dangerous fight for Hagiwara, but
yeah, and aside from the fact that, oh, by the way, it's Hagiwara coming in with the under 500 record, not Kaleo.
Yeah, it's because you don't speak pidgin, bro. That's why he didn't do an interview with you.
Of course I don't speak pidgin. I mean, I know that. I mean, I've heard of people that do speak pidgin, but I don't.
Shoots, bro.
Still, though, point of the matter is, when it comes down to Kaleo and Jay Wolf, I know that you are a big fan of American fighters.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, do you think that Kaleo probably might have a chance to force Hagiwara out of his own will, so to speak?
Yes, I feel like this is a win-win bout for Ryzen and Sakakibara-san, because no matter who wins, there's upside at each. Like Hagiwara is a big name over there, right? Very popular fighter. He wins. They got
fighter.
Wait, go ahead. What?
Yeah, but he's also an under 500 fighter too.
That doesn't. Remember, the records don't matter in Japan as much. Yeah, it matters how you fight. Hagiwara brings the action. He's got some sensational knockouts. He headlined one of my favorite events in Rising history, Rising Trigger First, their very first cage event. He got a grounded kick knockout. It's pinned on my profile right now. I absolutely love that event, and Hagiwara was the one that put the cherry on top of it. So he knows the assignment. He knows the superior rule set. Exciting fighter. If he wins, what if I'm just throwing this out there? This summertime, they need a big headliner, right?
Yeah.
If Mikuru or Ren or someone, if they cannot go for Super Rising 4, Hagiwara could be a good replacement in case something happens to one of the big headliners. Just throwing that out there. So then on the other side, if Hagiwara does not lose, if Hagiwara doesn't win and it's Kaleo that wins, then remember we were talking about on the pre-show about how there could be 2 World Series events this year. They're international events. Kakibara-san said that he was going to do Korea and possibly America, and we're taking that to be Hawaii. Right here, Khalil wins right here. They got an American-Hawaiian fighter right there. I guarantee. I almost want to guarantee there's going to be more as the year progresses. So I'm really looking forward to seeing who wins this match. It could go either way. It's not like both these guys have lopsided records, right? This is another one I'll be curious to see what the odds are on it. But to me, it's a win-win. Hagiwara wins. You got a popular star fighter coming off a win where you plug him into like a big summertime event or something. On the other side, you got a good American-Hawaiian fighter. If you do the Hawaii World Series Hawaii event later this year, boom, you got a Hawaiian fighter already that's coming off a win that you can plug into that event. So I'm really looking forward to seeing. Of course, I'm rooting for the American, but I'm not going to be mad if Hagiwara wins because I really like Hagiwara as well. So.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. Obviously, Ryzen has been infatuated with Hawaii since they held that damn, Asakura versus Mayweather press conference back around 4 years ago for the first Super Ryzen event. And, they held tryouts, and I don't think that Kaleo was even a part of the fight scene at the time. I mean, let me go ahead and take a nice little check at his, history in the fight game. He's only been in this since 2021, but still, though, point is,
Is he based out of Vegas, though?
Yeah.
Like, doesn't he even live on? When's the last time he's been to Hawaii?
I mean, he's been to Hawaii probably a few times. I mean,
he's got the Hawaiian name.
Yeah.
But still, though, point is, if Kaleo wins this fight, and I'm pretty sure the odds for this fight are, well, we don't know. And no, by the way, if you want to basically, what am I trying to say? Gamble responsibly. That's what I'm trying to say. If you're going to play your game, and put some money down, gamble responsibly.
My question to you guys is, do you guys know if Kaleo has good wrestling? Does he have good wrestling and takedowns and stuff like that? If he does, he should be probably favored. Because I don't know if Hagiwara has. I mean, he's improving.
Well,
I don't know if he's got a couture guy.
It's in a cage, too.
Yeah. Considering the fact that 5 of his 6 wins are by way of finish, I think that Kaleo's going to have the upper hand compared to Hagiwara, of which most of his wins are by way of knockouts. So, it just might be a we shall see type of thing, but still, though, I'm just saying, even if the odds are even, if Kaleo does win, it could be a nice little boon for Ryzen to get that Hawaiian card done or get that Guam card done. If they do decide to do a, World Series event on this side of the Pacific.
Yeah, 100%.
Is this weird to say that Kyohai is the most experienced guy that Kaleo's ever fought? Like, that's not saying a whole lot. because he's got a
Of
sub
course.
500 record. The experience, like the strength of schedule, is way different. But I think the cage will help him if he's looking for the takedown. So I'm still kind of torn on this one.
Yeah, I'm torn on it too, but hey, you know, that's why they fight the battles.
No, it's a good matchup. I like it. Like I said, I think it's a win-win either way for the promotion.
Mm-hmm. I mean, of course, it's like we said, that's why they fight the battles. You know, some of these fights look good on paper, then they end up being total shit shows when they get put out.
I don't think that's going to happen with this one because Hagawara brings the action. I mean, even in his losses, he brings the action. So I don't think it's gonna. I don't think it'll be a shit show. I don't think any of them are going to be a shit show, honestly. Even the main event. I mean, even though we know it's going to be one-sided, lopsided, it's still going to be cool to see him steamroll a guy.
Yeah.
Right. It's just we're just disappointed because we want a better opponent for him. You know, but it's still going to. You know, it's almost guaranteed to be a finish. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So.
But you know what won't be a shit show?
The next one.
Yeah. And this next fight is going to be pretty damn interesting because it features the brother of a now UFC veteran who's fought in Rising before, making his Rise debut against a recent world title challenger. And, well, actually, not even a world title challenger, just a world title contender. But still, though, it'll be Ryuya Fukuda versus Azizbek Timirov. And let me go ahead and get the particulars out the way. Azizbek Timirov, the brother of Ramazanbek Timirov. Yeah, Ramazanbek Timirov. If you see on his Tapology photo, you'll see him rocking the LFA trunks with his brother's UFC tights. But still, though, 5 wins, 2 losses. Both of his losses came by way of decision. 5 of his wins, all 5 wins, come by way of knockout. He is 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighs in at approximately 134.2 pounds. He represents, let me see, he represents Team Alpha Male out of Sacramento, California, by way of Uzbekistan and Sacramento, California, USA, need I mention. He is the brother of Ramazanbek Timirov. And let me go ahead and, I mean, I'm sorry, I'm basically doing this shit on the fly. But still, though.
You're talking about the undefeated UFC fighter, Timirov.
Yeah, of course. But still, though, point of the matter is he is the brother of Ramazanbek Timirov. Both men are from Karshi, Uzbekistan. But, of course, you know, Azizbek fights out of Team Alpha Male in Sacramento, California, USA. His most recent set of fights, unanimous decision losses. Losing to Daniel Ahaujo back at LFA 208 back on March 6th, and then losing in Octagon in Eastern Europe to Yurzbek Lenin. I don't even know how to pronounce that fucking name. Still, though, point is, he's riding back-to-back unanimous decision losses. That's a key factor coming into this fight, even though his brother came in with some letdowns in his career, and he basically just shined in Rising, and that's what led to him coming into the UFC. Meanwhile, his opponent, Ryuya Fukuda, 26 wins, 9 losses, 1 draw, representing Miburo, fighting out of Kyoto, Japan. 30 years of age, born January 12th. No, 33 years of age, born June 12th, 1992. He stands in at 5 feet 5 inches tall, weighs in at 134.5 pounds. His overall record, 26-9-1. 14 of his 26 wins by way of knockout. No, 14 of his 26 wins by way of finish. 13 knockouts, 1 submission. Currently holds a 4-1 record inside the Rising ring or cage and is the current deep bantamweight champion. He just came off of a knockout win, which was definitely, in your case, Jay Wolf, one of the most fantastic superior rule set knockouts of 2025 over Tatsuya Ando.
Yes, absolutely loved it. Hope we see some more on this card right here.
But still, though, point of the matter, what I'm trying to ask, Timberwolf coming with name value. You know, Fukuda has won 5 of his last 6, or really 4 of his last 6. But still, though, point is, Timberwolf comes in with name value, but do you potentially think that Fukuda probably might get a world title opportunity should he beat a known name?
Dean, why don't you go first, brother?
Yeah, so I think we saw Fukuda originally slated to fight Karshiga Doubtback, which for sure would have been a number 1 contender, like eliminator. I feel like I don't know how much notice like Temerov had if he's kind of considered like a short notice type replacement. But I mean, Fukuda's got to smash this guy if he's going to keep his spot as a top contender. Plus, Danny Sabatello said his name on the mic when he won. I mean, he's got to do the job here. And I think this is the less experienced, less good brother. It's going to be the toughest fight of Temerov's career, and Fukuda's a bad dude. I think he could win a decision or potentially even knock this guy out, and I think he's going to be motivated to do so.
I mean, I think that it might be a knockout as well, especially considering the fact that, it's like I said, Fukuda had one of the most breathtaking finishes of 2025 under the superior rule set. I think it's only going to be a matter of time before he just simply wrecks Timberwolf shit. But what if the whole thing happens in reverse?
I hope that doesn't happen. I wanted to ask you guys, do you know if Temerov, does he train with his brother? I'm assuming he does.
I mean, considering the fact that he trains at a Team Alpha Male, he might.
Okay, well he's from a good camp. He trains with a great fighter and his brother, so he's gonna be prepared. But Fukuda, man, Jay Chris, you brought it up, and that's exactly why I want him to win. I want him to get a title shot. That superior rule set finish that he did was sensational, and I want the guy in a title shot as soon as possible. I'm over the moon for him, and I think the Japanese fans as well. If he were to win, I think that'd be a great title challenger for the Japanese fans. So, and like Dean was saying, Sabatello even already called him out on the mic. So, dude, it's the storyline's already built in. All Fukuda's got to do is deliver here and get that win. But hey, we don't know how good Temerov is. This is the first time we've seen him in Ryzen, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So we don't know if he knows the assignment. We don't know if he, how much has been trained. Team Alpha Male is a good camp, a great camp actually for lighter weight fighters. So he's gonna come prepared. But does he know the assignment? That's the question. Because Fukuda, we knows the assignment from a sensational superior rule set knockout that he got. So he's a dangerous fighter. I mean, I'm really stoked for this one. I think the odds are probably going to favor Fukuda, but I would not be surprised if they're not lopsided. So I'm anticipating a great fight here, but I'm hoping that Fukuda gets the victory and keeps his like Dean was saying, a sensational victory to keep his spot in line as a challenger for the title, because that's what I'd like to see from him as a reward for scoring a superior rule set finish. Which is what I a lot of us and me personally love the most about Ryzen Fighting Federation. So, hey Chris, are you going wrestling something? Here, let's just move on to the next one. It's a kickboxing bout. I don't think Jay Chris will mind that much. You know much about this one? Oh, there he is. Jay Chris, you ready to move on to the kickboxing bout?
No, actually, we already talked about the kickboxing bout in a, brief notice. I mean, Asahisa's a K1 veteran. No one cares about K1 all that much unless they have a good...
Yes, we do. What are you talking about? That's what we're rooting for him, because he's a K1 veteran.
Yeah, but still, though, point is, we already talked about the Timberwolf versus... We already talked ad nauseum about the Timberwolf Fukuda fight. I mean, let's go ahead and talk about the other MMA fight. And oh, by the way, Front Range Fighter says that you, Jay Wolf, well, his mother said that Jay Wolf is handsome.
Oh, thanks, brother. Tell your mom I said thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Yeah, of course. But let's go ahead and talk about the next fight on our docket: Makoto Shinryu Takahashi versus Nkazi Mulo Zulu. Of course, we should know these fighters by now because they were both a part of the Rise and Flyweight Grand Prix back in December. Well, at least the Grand Prix last year, but still, though, point is Nkanti Mula Zulu versus Makoto Shinryu Takahashi. And Kathal Kohli is basically on the call saying, Suplex Finisher, I agree. Jay Wolf. Oh my God.
Thank you, guys. Hey, thank you, guys. I really appreciate that. I get all my good looks from my dad right here. My dad and my mother. My parents are really good. My dad was a Giga Chad during the World War II era.
Okay, let's go ahead and continue on. Makoto Shinryu Takahashi, 21-5-1, representing, if I'm not mistaken, I think he represents American Top Team or Killcliff. I mean, the point of the matter is, the dude now resides or now fights out of South Florida. He fights out of American Top Team in Coconut Creek, Florida, the Miami area, Dade County. But still, though, he fights out of Sendai, Miyagi, Japan originally. His overall record, 21 wins, 5 losses, 1 no contest, 1 draw. He is 25 years of age, born July the 5th in the year 2000. He is 8-4 under Rising rules. And of course, he is currently riding a 3 wins and 4 fight streak. Well, actually, no, he's won 3 of his last 4, but overall, he was a part of Rising Flyweight World Grand Prix, losing to the eventual runner-up, Yuki Motoya. But still, though, he bounced back with a decision win on New Year's Eve over Hiroya Kondo. Of course, taking advantage of the fact that Hiroya didn't have Billy Bigelow by his side. His opponent, one of the pillars of African MMA, Nkansi Mulo King Shaka Zulu. 16 wins, 8 losses. Oh, by the way, let me go ahead and jot down. Most of Shinryu's wins are by way of decision. Only a good chunk of those wins are by way of submission. But still, though, point is, King Shaka Zulu and Kazimulo Zulu is 16-8-1, fighting out of Johannesburg, Gauteng, South Africa, representing Tap Out Academy. 36 years of age, born Sorry, brain fart here. But still, though, born August the 16th, 1988. Well, actually, August the 16th, 1989. Let's see here. Out of his 16 wins, 14 are by way of finish. 7 knockouts, 7 submissions. However, he's currently 1-2 inside the Rising Fighting Federation and a 2-time Rising World Title Challenger. Well, a former Rising World Title Challenger, losing to Kyoji Horiguchi after that fantastic knockout win over Joe Arai. And he was a part of the 2025 Rising Bantamweight World Grand Prix, losing to Yuki Ito losing to Yuki Ito at Super Rising 4. But still, though, point is, Zulu versus Shinryu. Shinryu is coming in, the younger name. He wants to get another title opportunity. Zulu coming in as the experienced veteran. He also wants to come in as the title challenger eventually. I mean, first of all, Dean, how do you think this fight stacks up? And Do you think that Zulu has the edge in this case?
No, not at all, man. I'm always surprised when I'm reminded like how young that Shinryu is. He's 25. He's been fighting for like 10 years. Uh, it's a rite of passage for all the best Japanese flyweights to beat Zulu. And he's a good fighter. He's a well-rounded fighter. Just everything he can do well, Takahashi does better. So it's a very difficult fight for him. He's best on the outside, but I just can't get over how much this guy moves like GSP, from the standing movement to the grappling. He's like a little Asian GSP, and it's just not one of those ones where the stars align so that Zulu can pull off the upset. He's not going to get this guy in like a guillotine in a scramble. He's not going to catch him with like a head kick from the outside. It's a very difficult matchup for him. It's a very difficult opponent. I think we're going to be seeing a lot from this guy in the years to come, especially now that he's training at such a good gym with good coaches.
Okay, and Jay Wolf, before we continue, Takashi is saying Makoto is originally from Sendai, Miyagi, Japan. Sendai will have a Rising event on July the 6th.
June 6th.
Oh, June 6th. But yeah, I believe that he will really want to be on this fight card. Well,
he probably will, because this is 2 months out. So, if he gets a good win here, and Zulu's a great opponent. I mean, he took Zulu. Remember, you guys, Zulu took Horiguchi, who is now in the UFC, tearing it up. Zulu took Horiguchi to the limit and almost beat Horiguchi. So, I mean, Zulu's not some like pushover chump fighter. You know what I mean? But no, like to Dean's point, Shinryu is a great fighter, one of their best young gun fighters. I'm still going to call him a young gun, even though he's 25. He's great. And there's somebody that he was, I'm not going to say the word grooming, but he was molding. There we go. Molding into one of the guys they wanted to be a future champion. So he's definitely one of their star fighters, young gun star fighters, up and comers. And to me, this is a great, like, I don't want to say stepping stone, but it's like a building block for his career, in my opinion. Because I mean, I like Zulu a lot. Like I was saying, I was really impressed with him in that Horiguchi fight, and he's a great striker, but I don't think he has the grappling to compete with Shinryu. I think Shinryu's got the upper hand on the grappling, and I believe if Zulu cannot keep it on the feet and keep it standing, it's going to be a long night for him, and Shinryu's probably going to get it done. And that's just how I see it going. But like I said, I just want to make sure I don't discount or discredit Zulu too much, because I really like him as a fighter. So even if he loses here, I want him brought back because he's a great striker. He had one of my favorite combos I've ever seen in the Rising Ring. It was like, remember the Bloodsport combo where at the opening, Van Damme is kicking the bag. He does a roundhouse kick and then like a backwards roundhouse kick, like a combo. You know what I mean? That's what Zulu did. He did like a roundhouse kick and then followed up with a back heel kick combo, spinning kick combo. It was just, man, it was such a great combo. I just love seeing that. So I really like Zulu, but I think I think Shinryu's got him here, especially if he can get it to the ground. It's just a matter of time. So and who do you think this will be good enough? This is what I want to ask you guys, because this is at flyweight, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that this will get Shinryu a rematch or the title contention spot after this fight right here? Do you think it'll be a title fight next against Oji Kubo or whoever Oji Kubo faces next, or will it be a number one contenders bout in June?
Dean, why don't you take that?
I think they're still going to build him. I kind of see that with the matchmaking they've given him, is they want to build this guy into a big star. So yeah, I think one more fight, a big title fight, a big number one contender fight, where he's a hometown guy, would be pretty smart, because he's lost to Okakubo once, and that's a really tough out. So if he loses to him again, what will you do with this guy for the next 10 years? So I think they'll be on the slow roll with him and bring in somebody to fight him next time. But yeah, I kind of agree with Jay Wolf. I like that Zulu's in Rise, and I think him being a champion from the African League it makes Ryzen really feel like that federation of champions, like it was originally designed to be. And I think that's what they need to do is get guys who won the title or excelled and maxed out in their regional scene, and then bring them over for like a Champions League. And that's what I like to see. I like to see this guy fight, opponents he wouldn't normally get to fight if he stayed where he was at. So be a good fight. But I predict big things for Takahashi this year.
I mean, come to think of it, I think that Shinryu will probably. Oh, and by the way, Takashi is saying Shinryu, Makoto Takahashi's nickname, comes from, the whole Dragon Ball anime fandom. But still, though, I think that he's going to probably get a win over Zulu, and it's probably going to be more than by just tail whip. I think he's going to probably win via decision or something.
Oh, really? You don't think he's going to finish him?
I mean, if it's a hard-fought fight for 3 rounds, then I do think it's going to be, a war. It's going to be, a decision victory for Shinryu at the very least. I don't see it being, a finish in the early portion of the fight unless one of them gets really lazy.
Okay, cool. So let's move on to the next one. Then let's keep it rolling. We got some more international fighters here coming up. Is it what's on the card next? On Tapologist, the women's belt.
Oh yeah, of course. The lone women's fight on the card featuring high-level prestige. That being former Ryzen and Invicta world champion Ayaka Hamasaki, Hamachan, aka Hamachamp for the uninhibited, versus former Olympic silver medal wrestler. Well, actually, former Olympic silver medal judoka, Natasha Kuziutina. As far as Kuziutina goes, or Kuziu as she wants to be called. No, Kuziya as she wants to be called. 5'3", 116.5 pounds with a 64.5-inch reach. Fighting out of Coconut Creek, Florida, an American top team by way of Bryansk Oblast, Russia. She is 36 years old, born 3 years before the Soviet Union collapsed, May 8th, 1989. Her overall MMA record, 9 wins, 3 by way of submission, 1 loss. But who gives a shit about all that when she is a 2016 Olympic bronze medalist in judo? I mean, you have to think that you don't see a lot of these fighters come from that particular mindset these days, especially women's fighters. You don't see a lot of Olympic level athletes come into mixed martial arts and have that type of buzz. I mean, I would say Gable Stevenson, but Gable Stevenson, he's problematic. Let's just say that. But still, though, point of the matter is, this woman, who, oh, by the way, won 8 of her last 9 fights, so to speak, after losing her second fight in Invicta back in March of 2023, and is the current LFA strawweight interim women's world champion. I mean, still though, she could be the Russian version of Ronda Rousey that everybody's been hoping for. Even though all of her most recent fights, I think, like her last 5 fights have come by way of decision. She hasn't had a finish victory since July of 2023 at Titan FC 83 when she submitted Casey McBride, who recently fought in Combate Global, losing to a big Mexican boxing star.
Kenya Enriquez. She is really cool. She's WBC champ, boxing crossover fighter.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad you brought her up. That's awesome, Jay Krish. Yeah, she's boxing global.
Oh yeah, of course. But still though, point is she's gonna be facing off against the Abe Ane Combat Club trained Ota City, Tokyo, Japan born Ayaka Hamasaki. who will be coming back into Ryzen for the first time since November 2024 when she submitted Yuri Shim via armbar at Ryzen Landmark 10 in Fukuoka. Of course, we all know her height, weight, and where she's from and how old she is. She's 44 years old, oh, by the way. March 31st, 1982 is her birth date. 5'1", 106 pounds with a 63-inch reach. Former Invicta World Champion, former Ryzen World Champion. But she hasn't been in title contention since she lost to Seika Izawa 4 years ago. Ever since that loss to Seika Izawa, yeah, she's gone 3-2, but it feels like, especially over the last year and a half, she's been missing from the landscape. I mean, when it comes down to this particular fight, yeah, this is her first fight back in Ryzen since November of 2024, but do you think that if she loses to this Olympic bronze medal level judoka, I mean, do you think that, we might see less and less of Hama-chan?
Steve, go ahead. You go first, brother.
I mean,
I think it depends how she loses, Like, obviously, if she gets tapped out, that's a huge deal. I don't see that happening. I'm worried that their bases might kind of offset, and we might get kind of like the Rulon Gardner-Yoshida fight again, where it's just like a couple jabs here and there. Yeah, man, 44. She's definitely not the same fighter she used to be. Even though this opponent, finished up a full judo career and is a little bit older herself, it's just nothing matches up well for her. She probably isn't going to get the takedown. She probably isn't going to get on top. So she has to make it a more rounded MMA fight. She's got to make it dirty. She's got to throw knees, throw punches, really take this girl out of her element. Because, the team she's training with and some of the opponents she's beaten look really solid. I think it's the first time, if I'm not mistaken, we're going to see her at super atomweight. But like I was actually talking to a local fighter. Hopefully we'll have that interview up soon. And she fights at strawweight and was saying there's just, she'd be open to an atomweight or super atomweight fight, but there's just not the scene out there. You have to go all the way to Ryzen is really the only way. So I don't know if she'll really struggle, if the weight will be a difference. I think if anything, just the big crowd and the big show could be something, that could affect her composure. But I think as long as Natalia stays composed, I think she can probably bank the rounds and win a decision here, even if it's not the most exciting.
That and the fact that for Kuzi Utina, this will be her first fight outside of, the United States, or really outside of a certain part of the world, since she left her Olympic career behind, which was all the way back in 2016, and then she had to migrate over here just to learn English and basically, study MMA.
No, what camp is how's the Russian one to be called? Natasha Kuzia?
Kuziu.
Kuziu, okay. What camp is Kuziu from out here?
American top team, Coconut Creek.
Okay.
Oblast, Russia.
I'm kind of worried about Hamasaki-chan, because this Kuzia girl might just retire her. I mean, I don't want to say it be mean, but I mean, dude, this is unless Hamasaki-chan still has it. Hamasaki, she's a great fighter historically and really good competition. So this really is Kuzia's chance to really make a name for herself right here off of Hamasaki's. But I mean, at the same time, I don't want to see Hamasaki go up, brutally. But I mean, it's just because I mean she's been such a great fighter for so long. It's like, but I know that's the game. That's how it goes. So, but I mean, Kuzia being from American Top Team, she's gonna be a dangerous fighter. So it's gonna be interesting to see what I'm guessing she's gonna do a bunch of judo throws, showcase her judo, Olympic judo, and that's going to be awesome to see. But I don't know if she's going to be able to finish a tough fighter like Hamasaki. So, but this is just another man. This would be another great atomweight fighter or super atomweight fighter. And like Dean was saying, it's the Epic Rising Fighting Federation, Invicta, which we don't even know if they're going to run any more events, and then Combate Global. Who else has atomweights right now? Nobody has atomweights right now. It's basically Ryzen and Combate Global. And hopefully Campbell McLaren, the Combate Global CEO, was talking about doing a collaboration, like cross-promotional show up in May sometime. So that was originally, he was talking about that with Invicta, trying to get them to respond. I don't know if they responded. I'm going to try to see. And he also was talking about Ryzen as well. So I'm going to talk to him next Combate Global event and see if we can get something cooking with the atom weights between Combate Global and Ryzen. And Natasha Kuzia, this could be an emergence of another female atomweight star here. I mean, this is because Hamasaki is a big name. So if she wins in impressive fashion, we could have another, and we need all the atomweights we can get, right? Because Starflower, Sikizawa, she's pretty much cleared out the division. So we're in need of great, fresh new matchups here. And Natasha Kuzia could definitely well be, built into a future title challenger, especially the Olympic credentials. If she's, how impressive does she win here against a big name Japanese fighter? I mean, does she know the assignment? What if she knows the assignment? Does a spectacular finish here?
But here's the thing, though. Russian women's fighters in Ryzen have not fared so well. I think they're like, 0-2, maybe 0-3 in the promotion.
But have they been Olympic caliber judokas?
I mean, they've been.
You know what Fedor has to say about that?
I know, right? I was about to say.
I mean, this ain't Svetlana Gordorenko we're dealing with.
We'll have to see. That's why they booked the fights. I mean, that's why they did this fight right here. Hamasaki is a good veteran, credible name, great fighter, and we're gonna see what Natasha Kuzia's got. That's what we're really gonna see right here. Is she gonna be able to emerge into a future title challenger? That's what we're gonna find out in this fight right here.
Oh yeah, of course.
Can we get on to the next one, dude? This next bout, I am stoked about this next bout. Oh, what does Takashi-san say about this?
Real quick, Takashi is saying to you, Dean, that he's very nostalgic. He was very nostalgic about the Hidehiko Yoshida Rulon Gardner New Year's Eve fight for Pride in 2004. When I was traveling to Wyoming, I accidentally stopped by the gas station, ran by Mr. Gardner, and saw all the Pride pictures in there.
Where is that? I had no idea that he ran a gas station in Wyoming.
Yeah,
I have to know more.
I mean, come to think of it, you're out near the Rocky Mountains, even though Wyoming and Colorado are a bit of a big flight, but still, though.
We drove through. One of my guys fought in Fusion up in Montana, in Billings, Montana. So we drove up through Wyoming.
Right. Of course.
I definitely, if we do that again, I'll definitely stop by Rulon Gardner's gas station and get all hyped.
Yeah, that's cool.
Still standing. But still, though, point is, let's go ahead and move on to this next fight because it's like Jay Wolf said. He's excited. I'm excited. We should all be excited about the fact that the Strabanimal James Gallagher is going to be fighting in Ryzen for the first time against a very tough customer in the former Rebel FC world champion, Kazumasa Maijima. And let's go ahead and get the particulars out the way for James Gallagher, who I interviewed. Oh, and Takashi saying Rulon is actually from Wyoming, is on the Yellowstone National Park next to Salt Lake City, Utah. So, I guess it would be easy for you to come through Wyoming, so to speak. I don't know what the hell they call Wyoming, the cowboy state or something? I don't know.
Yeah.
Still though, point is, from Strabane, County Tyrone, Ireland, James the Strap Animal Gallagher, 5'8", 145 and a quarter pounds, 67-inch reach, age 29, born October the 24th, 1996. He once trained under Conor McGregor and John Kavanagh at Straight Blast Gym, Ireland. And most of his 13 wins, opposite 3 defeats, are by way of submission. But this dude is coming in to Ryzen, not only off the back of, well, he would have fought in ACB last time out against Ali Al-Qaisi. I mean, I'll have the interview out for this man tomorrow. If in case you're watching this live, if you're listening to this, it'll be put out the day after I put the full version of this podcast out, and it will be in the description of both the audio version and the video version in post. But still, though, point is, aside from the fight in ACB or ACA that wasn't for Strap Animal James Gallagher, legitimately, dude hasn't had a fight in 8 months. Well, actually, in 9 months. So this will be, just incredible for him to come through straight from 12 fight appearances in Bellator and sold out crowds chanting him to coming into a new environment and just basically being, I wouldn't say the poor man's version of Conor McGregor, especially to the Japanese audience, but still, though, he's going to come in with a lot of value. And considering the fact that he already fought names like Patchy Mix and Leandro Higo and Ricky Bandejas, it'll probably be something incredible for Gallagher to experience. His opponent, however, is looking to stop that train from even taking off from the station. And that is Majima, 18-6 overall, fighting out Shunari, Yamaguchi, Japan, representing Mori Dojo, Mouri for the uninhibited. He is 34 years old, born October 16, 1991, 5'7", 145 pounds with a 68.5-inch reach. Most of his 18 wins are by way of submission, but he's going to come in with the experience factor in Ryzen, as he is 4-5 in the promotion. And of course, he is a former Rebel FC featherweight champion, had all those title defenses and whatnot. But still, though, point is, after going on a 3-fight losing streak, he's currently riding a wave of momentum, winning 4 of his last 6. His most recent fight was a rear naked choke submission victory over Shuya Kimura back in November at Ryzen Landmark 12. So, Dean, I'll throw the hat to you first, and then Jay, you can run off with it. But still, though, point is, when it comes down to Gallagher, considering this fight is probably going to be his biggest test outside of those 12 Bellator appearances, how do you see Majima? Well, actually, how do you see Gallagher potentially, holding his own against Majima?
It's a great signing for Ryzen. People forget the amount of hype this guy had when he came out of SBG. He was somebody Bellator had a lot of high hopes for. He hasn't been that active lately, but he's still 5 years younger than Majima. I think it's going to really play into the style matchup where Majima will go to the ground with anybody. He doesn't care. He lives and dies by the grappling. I think Gallagher has a more like strategic approach. He's got a more game plan approach where he knows what he wants to do on the ground. He knows he wants to take your back and choke you. And he kind of works towards that the whole fight. I think if we're getting, anything like he used to be, unless he's completely fallen off a cliff, I think this is a guy that is going to walk right into his trap, grapple with him, probably get his back taken, probably get choked. And he'll probably get all crazy on the mic, get the Japanese fans all riled up. I'm here for it.
Jay, what say you? How crazy do you think that the Strap Animal will get?
Dude, I am so hyped for this fight. This is one of my main fights. I'm looking forward to a lot of them, but this is one of the ones I'm really looking forward to. This is a banger. I love it. I can't wait to see how Gallagher does. I can't wait to watch your interview. Did you ask if he knows the assignment?
I mean, in a way, I do.
Good. Yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to seeing it because he's mainly a grappler, right? He's a grappler, but what's the best armbar defense and the on the ground defense that we got in the Epic Rising?
Soccer kicks.
That's right, soccer kicks and
Well,
stomps, baby. That's
Not only
right.
soccer kicks, but using those free legs to basically kick the shit out of your opponent on the ground.
That's right. That's right. So I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how he deals with the superior rule set. Does he know the assignment? If he gets put on his back, he's going to be doing some up kicks, ground up kicks, stuff like that. How's he going to deal with the best armbar defense in the world, which is stomps to the face? So it's going to be. I just can't wait to see how he does under the superior rule set of Rising. And his opponent Majima, a very experienced guy, right? Another good fighter. So this is, this is no gimme bout for Gallagher. They're putting him right into the fire, seeing what he can do, and I'm super excited for this one. It's like, to me, this could go either way. This is not a guaranteed win for Gallagher in any way. Dean, do you see this any way as like a guaranteed win for Gallagher, or do you think Majima? Are you as high on Majima as I am?
There's so many variables on this one. Like, if you were going to bet on this one, there's like 5 different reasons telling you not to. It could go either way. Yeah, this one's going to be chaos. I'm really excited for this. I hope we get, a James Gallagher who's still training, who hasn't like just fallen off a cliff and is doing it for money. Because if he shows up ready to rock, this is going to be a hell of a fight.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And Majima knows what he's doing on the ground as well. This could be a real grappler's delight. Right?
Yes.
And do you think what that cancels out, like if their grappling cancels out, do you think they have enough striking to make this an intriguing striking battle if the grappling cancels out?
More so than more so than Natasha and Ayaka Hamasaki for sure. Like that one, it's a fair matchup and it's like good matchmaking because it's a fair fight, but it's also like the potential it could be a snoozer. This one is like going to be a banger no matter what.
Yeah, I agree 100%. That's why I'm so stoked on it. And if Gallagher's able to win, we can't just guarantee it, but if he's able to win, I'm excited to see what he can do on the mic as well. He could be another Sabatella was really good on the mic as well, and Gallagher, he could be another one like that. I mean, he's not going to be McGregor levels, right? But he's he's solid on the mic. So I mean, Jay Chris, you were making poking a little bit of fun at him, saying he was the Timu McGregor or whatever he said. But
no, I don't think he's Timu McGregor. I mean, I think fans are seeing him as the Timu McGregor.
Yeah, but no, he's a good fighter and he's good on the mic. So I'm actually hoping that he wins here. I'm really hoping that he can pull this off, but it's a tough matchup. It could go, like Dean is saying, this is going to be a banger either way. I'm predicting the grappler's delight, and this could go either way. I don't know who's going to win this one, but I'm pulling for James Gallagher and the Irish to get a win here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I won't be surprised if Gallagher. I won't be surprised if Gallagher gets the win either, especially considering the fact that, the Japanese already see him as McGregor light. I mean,
and what do you think the next matchup? That's what I wanted to ask you guys. What do you think the next matchup would be for these guys? Do you think they just put them, since it's such a high caliber fight, could this possibly lead into a number 1 contenders fight right away for Gallagher if he wins in sensational fashion?
Yeah, I think it might. I mean, to be honest, it's like I said, the Japanese already see Gallagher as McGregor light. If he wins in spectacular fashion, I think they might prove that point correctly and, not make him a big star compared to the guy who trained him and basically make an ass of himself in one of his Bellator fights at the end of it. Y'all remember what I'm talking about. But still, the point is, if McGregor wins in spectacular fashion.
You mean Gallagher?
Oh, see, I'm already.
You said McGregor.
If Gallagher wins in spectacular fashion, same thing goes for my Gina. You know, I think that it can lead to something spectacular for either one of them, especially in the case of title contention, especially considering the fact that, you know, as you and I both mentioned, Jay, Chatelayev needs challengers. No one wants
That's
to
right.
see him fight rematches of foregone conclusions.
That's right. What do you think, Dean? You agree with that? You think this could be potential title limiter next in the very near future if Gallagher is able to win? I said McGallagher.
Imagine if they did Gallagher versus Akimoto. Look how crazy people went
Ooh,
for
Oh,
Akimoto, a patchy mix, when they brought in a foreign fighter with a name. I see the exact same formula. This kid's even more popular now. He's got all Japan behind him. They're gonna go nuts for him on the walkout, just like they went nuts for him on the patchy mix walkout. So I think they can recapture that magic and give the fans, the same exciting thing to get hyped about. That'd be a great. If Gallagher comes out and wins quick, that's the fight to make for sure.
nice. I like it. I like it a lot. All right, guys, let's keep it rolling. We got another. Oh, we got two more,
man,
right? Then
I love it. But still, though, point is, it's like you said, we got 3 more fights to talk about, 2 with actual importance. So let's go ahead and get this going. I mean, keep this going and talk about Nurkan Dumagazi versus Tenya Yoshimura. Let's talk about the inexperienced, well, I wouldn't say inexperienced fighter first. I mean, the dude trains with a good friend of the program, Hirotaka the Rich Nakata, over at Waijushu Keshukai Hearts, and that would be Tenya Yoshimura. 5'2" overall, 5 feet 11 inches tall, a tall drink of water at lightweight, 157 pounds, 21 years of age, born May the 7th, 2004. They grow up so fast. But still, though, out of his 5 wins, 4 of his 5 come by way of first round finish. 3 knockouts, 1 submission. This will be his first time fighting in Pancrase. Well, first time fighting outside of Pancrase as a professional mixed martial artist. He is a former lightweight King of Pancrase title challenger, losing to now former champion Tatsuya Yambo Saika. And let me go ahead and start this up in the stage real quick. We Levers Van Bingo.
Yes, it is, sir, on Ryzen.tv. Go to Ryzen.tv, and I would recommend subscribing to them for $16.99 because we're supposed to get an event every single month for the rest of the year. So, in my opinion, the subscription is very worthy. And if you don't want to do the subscription, you can buy the individual pay-per-views for $20 on Ryzen.tv. And it works every time. You can pay with don't they have a PayPal option? I think I use a PayPal option, but it's flawless. It works great. The player is great, mint condition, stream, everything. It's fantastic. So, and you get Michael Chavallo, the voice, on commentary for English comms, and with Damian Brown, and the replay is available immediately now. That's another great thing. So if you can't make it all the way through the show, you wake up on Sunday morning, boom, press play, and it's ready to go for you. So I highly recommend Ryzen.tv.
Oh, yeah, of course. Now, let me continue talking about Yoshimura. His most recent fight was back on December 20th at Pancrase 360. Yeah, Pancrase 360 in Tachikawa, Tokyo, Japan. He knocked out German fighter Christoph Kirch. Actually, he submitted German fighter Christoph Kirch via rear naked choke. And that man had his 3rd mixed martial arts bout. I highly doubt he'll come back into mixed martial arts again after that first round demo job. Speaking of a guy who knows how to do good demo jobs, Nurkan Zumagazi, full name spell NurkhanZhuMaGazy, just for the uninhibited. He is 10-1 overall. He is 25 years old, born January 6th, 2001, fighting out of Shymkent, Kazakhstan. I think he is the brother of who is he the brother of again?
Who? Zumagazi?
No.
Oh,
He-
Yoshimura? I don't
No,
remember.
Nurkan Zumagazi is the brother of Karshiga Doubtbeck, correct?
Oh, yeah, he's either brother or cousin or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Supposed family member. But still though, point of the matter is dude is 10-1, should be 12-1, but Tapology loves to be bitches. Still, the point is, he is the one who knocked out Tatsuya. No, he is the one who choked out Tatsuya Yambo Saika back at Rising Landmark 12 on November 2nd in impressive fashion back on, actually via the arch choke. 60 seconds was all it took, and he's currently riding a 5-fight winning streak. 4 of those 5 by way of first round finish. Now I know that Jay, you said earlier, and by the way, you got another admirer saying you look handsome.
Jeez, wow, thank you guys. Well, I appreciate this so much. Jeez, appreciate that, eh? I get all my looks from my dad and my mom. They're just, I can't thank them enough.
Yeah.
I really appreciate that, you guys. Man,
But
that's awesome.
still, though, point is, Jay, you and I talked about how the Shadalayev Kubo rematch is pretty much a gimme fight for Shadalayev. I mean, do you think this fight's even gonna be getting out of the first round?
I don't know. I think this one is closer than Kubo and Shadalayev because we know Shadalayev's a steamroller. So I just don't think Kubo's got a chance. And this to me that's a waste of a Shadalayev fight as we went over. But this one to me is more like evenly. I don't want to say evenly matched because I guess it is, but it's just closer. Let's put it that way. It's closer than the main event, and I do not see either guy running over the other. I mean, it could because isn't Zumagazi is he a grappler first guy? Isn't he a grappling first guy?
Yeah, he is.
Okay, so unless he gets a quick submission, I could see this going the distance actually. So I don't think it's going to be a steamrolling like Shadalayev Kubo is. So because Yoshimura, you said he trains with our bro from the friend of the show, right?
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, he's also a grappler guy, right? So he's going to have some grappling to hang with Zumagazi. So I just don't see this being a steamrolling fight. I think I'm definitely leaning for Zumagazi, the international fighter, but I would not be surprised if Yoshimura was able to pull off the upset here. So it's going to be interesting to see. I think it's going to be a low-key banger, to be honest with you.
Right, of course. And Dean, what say you?
I'm low-key excited for this one. I think it's going to be pretty solid. Two kind of up-and-coming guys nobody's heard of, and they're matched up tough right away.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. Yoshimura's coming into his Rising debut. Zumagazi fought in Rising before.
He did, and that actually answered some questions because he came from that league, Alash Pride or whatever, that kind of has some sketchy reputation. People wondered if he was really legit or if he was just like a hype machine they built up. And he beat up Yambo right away, who's like, that's their common opponent, but he's like a really weird opponent to have because he's like a killer be killed opponent. All that guy's fights ended finishes one way or the other. But Yoshimura doesn't go away easy. Nurkan's probably going to be the better wrestler, be able to take the fight where he wants, but he's in for a tough fight. This could be a really good one. I'm still maybe leaning towards Zumagazi to win, but I think for as long as it lasts, or if it does last a while, it's going to be exciting the whole time.
Do you think it's going to be any strikiness or just be a grappler's delight?
I think Nurkan's going to take him down early, but whether he can put him away or have to deal with him in round 2, That's what I'm excited to see.
Okay, cool.
I mean, I think this fight's gonna probably end in a finish for Zumagazi. I think that this is gonna be just another 60-second demo job.
Really, you think it's gonna be another steamrolling, huh? All right, we'll see. And hey, wasn't Zumagazi part of the other World Series event?
I think so, but still, the point is, if Zumagazi can smash through his opponent, I mean, I think we might have some brighter things go on.
Hey, where was that? Where was that first World Series event again? I'm
South
blanking. Where was it?
South Korea.
No, the one before that was it Azerbaijan.
Oh yeah, Azerbaijan, but no,
That's right.
Zumagazi wasn't part of that show.
Okay, yeah, okay. So he was on the Korea one, and wasn't Sakaki Barasan talking with? Is he from Turkmenistan or Tajikistan? What country is Zumagazi from?
Kazakhstan.
Kazakhstan. That's what it was.
Kazakhstan.
Yeah.
Nice.
Was it Sakaki Barasan talking to the president or somebody high up in Kazakhstan recently in the last year or two? Do I remember that correctly? I'm wondering if they could be setting up a future World Series event there because they got a lot of guys from that region. Not just Zumagazi, his cousin Doubtbeck. I mean, there's a lot of guys. Even Razabali Shadalayev is from kind of that area, right? So I can see them doing a World Series show there someday. If not this year, maybe next year. So just want to put that out there.
I mean, come to think of it, it's a nice possibility. Very nice. How much? Life is in the talking about this. Still, though, point is, I think that if Zumagazi, all it takes for him is to just start unloading some beatdowns like he's been doing in that one fight. And then if he and Shadalayev can potentially win some more fights, hey, who knows? We probably might see that second Ryzen event in Eastern Europe or something.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Let's get on to the last two bouts here. I mean, actually, we could kind of combine them to save time because we're at the 2-hour mark. I want to beat Drew's time and plenty of plenty of time to spare.
Oh yeah, we can go ahead and talk about these two fights ad nauseum because the next fight we're going to talk about only features one guy with a lot of experience, none in Ryzen, against a guy, actually two Ryzen debutantes, so to speak.
Well, here let's ask your viewers, Takashi-san, which of these two bouts remaining is the most popular with the Japanese fan base? Do you think?
And for the record, Jay Wolf is talking about Ryosuke Honda versus Kohei Hinotori Takagi and Seiya Inoue versus Hyuga Miyagawa. I mean, just for the record, let me go ahead and run down the particulars on all four of these fighters real quick. Hold on one second. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm just basically trying to save time here. But still, though, the bald guy clearly does not know anything. Motherfucker, I've been covering this sport and caring about this sport for 20 goddamn years.
What was the comment?
AIK_Ryzen.
Oh, he knows his stuff. That's good. That's a good guy.
I've been following this goddamn league since the beginning.
Yeah. Hey, Jay Krish has been in this game for a long time, brother.
Like, what the fuck are you saying that I don't shit about?
No, Ake's a good guy. He's a bro. He's in the Ryzen Discord as well.
You know what? Let me go ahead and continue before I fool. Anyways, Ryosuke Honda, 14-7 with one draw, fighting out of Cabe, representing Cabe, fighting out of Itoshima, Fukuoka, Japan. 35 years of age, born April 6, 1991. He will come into this fight having a record of 14-7-1. unfortunately. 2 of his wins are by way of knockout. 3 of his wins by way of decision. 3 of his wins by way of submission. He is a points fighter by trade. One of his fights was a disqualification loss. And of course, he fought 10 times in deep. 10 times in deep, 8 times in Shudo, and 2 times in that damned one championship.
Did he win in one? Did he get some wins in one?
Yeah, he got a couple of wins in one. He defeated David Bungugui for ONE FC Friday fights back in December of 2023. And he defeated Ryosuke Noda ONE FC Friday fights in May of 2024. Other than that, when it comes down to this is his rising debut. His opponent in this case is Hinotori Kyohei Takagi, 3-1 overall, representing Brave Gym, fighting out of Tokyo, Japan. No, actually fighting out of Misato, Tokyo, Japan. He is 32 years of age, born March 22nd, 1994. And this will also be his rising debut. He fought twice in deep and fought twice for Ring Championship. I don't know what that is. I think that's an offshoot of Rings from back in the day. And he also fought for Pound Out, the promotion ran by, I think, Lion Takeshi Inoue. No, wait, actually, Street Fight Bancho Hiroyuki Takaya.
Nice. Pound Out and Pound Storm. What great names for a promotion.
Right, of course. And the second fight talking about Seiya Inoue versus Hyuga Minagawa. Seiya Inoue is fighting out of SK Active and is hailing from Kumamoto, Japan. This will be his first mixed martial arts bout in Rising after defeating Bum Jung Kang at the Rising Super Show in Korea last year in South Korea, May of 2025. His opponent in this case, and need I mention, dude's making his MMA debut. Miyagawa, on the other hand, 6-7 overall. I hate that fucking meme. But still, though.
6'7".
So funny. But still, though, point of the matter is, Minagawa is 23 years old, born July 12th, 2002, representing Smoker Gym. You know, he represents the same fight camp as Kyohei Hagiwara. But still, though, he's fought in Rising before, knocked out Shinosuke MG Shinsuke Matsubara back at Rising Landmark 12 back in November. Other than that, he is a veteran of Gladiator, which really doesn't say much. But
Gladiator's a good promotion.
It doesn't say much because he is 3-6 in the promotion.
Oh, well, still got some wins in it, so better than nothing.
But still, though, Takeshi is saying, Jay Wolf, you meant the first 2 fights? Well, both of the 2 fights not many people know about, so it has the same level recognition. But Hinata was known, Hyuga was known because he went to Smoker Gym with Hagiwara from Tribe Tokyo MMA.
Oh, nice. He's a Hagiwara bro. Smoker Gym. Right.
Oh, and Takashi is saying, let me think. Hinotori and Ryosuke Honda. I believe fewer people know that first fight rather than Miyagi versus Inoue. But still, though, long story short, I know the Japanese fans are a lot different when it comes down to these fights, especially considering the fact that in the case of the first 2 fights, you have a fighter who's making his MMA debut versus a guy who has a middle-of-the-road record. Oh, hurry this up. I don't have all day. Fuck you. I can do this as long as I please. But still, though, point is...
No, we're finishing up. Don't worry, guys. We're gonna get this done right away. We
Still
got to
don't.
beat Drew from We Are
Point
Rising
is,
podcast time.
point is, Inoue versus Miyagawa features a guy who's making his MMA debut. Takagi or Hinotori versus Honda is featuring a guy who's basically just, I mean, it's just a couple of seat fillers, so to speak, curtain jerkers.
Well, look, these are the only. A great point about these, Jay Krish.
Mm-hmm.
These are the only. If you guys notice, these are the only two bouts that are Japanese versus Japanese. Every
Oh,
other bout is an international guy versus Japanese. Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
I mean,
that
this
is
is
interesting.
very interesting. Yeah, no, this is to me that jumped out at me right away. I'm like I said, I'm like I was talking about at the beginning of this show. I'm super stoked about this landmark 13 card here. I just love how there's international guys galore on it. I hope this is a trend for the year. We see more of this, but these are the only two Japanese versus Japanese fights on the card. That's why they're the opener. This is for the Japanese fans right here. So it's interesting to know that in the first one, with Sia Inoue versus Hyuga Miyagawa, Miyagawa is from Hagiwara's gym, Smoker's gym. So I'm sure, and that's your 6'7" guy, Jay Krish.
Oh dear God.
But no, that's probably the guy that we don't know about Inoue if he's gonna be anything, because it's his debut. So we'll see how that goes. But I mean, this is a pretty big experience gap for him. And Egg said, creeping on Noelle. What? No. Noelle's the mind. You're thinking about Pan-Chan, bro, and it wasn't creeping. It was saying that she was cute. That got me kicked out of the Beyond Kickboxing thing because it set another commenter off talking about her looks. So the guy that the mod just kicked us both out. So that's not Noelle, dude. Noelle is a underage girl. No. It was Pan-Chan. Learn the lore. Learn the lore of the Discords, all right?
It's not right to basically horn dog about a fighter, dude. Let's just
Dude, saying she's cute is not horn dog or none of that shit. It's because it set another commenter off talking about the looks. That's what did it. So, but anyways, let's get back to these fights. So we already got that. The first one, probably I'm going for Miyagawa, even though we don't know much about Sia Inoue. But Miyagawa's from Smoker's Gym with Hagiwara. And the second one, I'm guessing that Honda is gonna, because he's got the one championship experience. Your favorite promotion, Jay Krish.
Oh God.
But I'm rooting for Takagi because I want Takagi to win here and beat the one championship fighter, just to rub it in Shotzi's nose.
Okay. You know what, Dean? What's it?
I think they both have kind of a similar theme, right? It's somebody who doesn't have a lot of MMA fights against maybe a more experienced. I don't want to call him a journeyman, but I already said it. It's kind of an inexperienced MMA fighter. It's almost like they tried to do the best they could to do a favor to each fighter in each matchup. They gave the more experienced guy somebody lesser experienced that he should be able to beat, and they gave these newer, less experienced fighters, fighters who haven't won a lot recently that they should also be able to beat. So for all four of these guys, it's kind of like you got to win to stick around, and we're gonna, I think, see them really show their best stuff. As far as Honda versus Hinotori, Honda he was a pretty good prospect, but he's 35 now. He's lost a few recently against a guy who's up and coming, who's like a hot MMA guy. Yeah, he's 32. He's not like super young, but he doesn't have a lot of miles. I think he could really give Honda some trouble, and it could probably more of a equal fight. Whereas Inoue and Hyuga, I just kind of feel like Inoue is, even though he's not as experienced in MMA, he's probably going to be able to beat this guy and maybe put him away and give us a sick highlight.
I see. But
that is a great for us to end on right there. And we went through the whole card.
Real quick, before we do end it off, I just got to say, when it comes down to these two fights, Japanese versus Japanese in both of them, do you think that these would be nice little palate cleansers? Because we're going to be coming in off of the damn UFC card. We're going to be coming in off of
Combate Global.
yeah, we're going to be coming in off a whole lot of stuff in the fight sports world, and Risen's going to be, for most of the night, the only option available after a whole host of chaos. But do you think that these two fights will be the mood setters, so to speak?
Yeah, of course. I think the prelims will be, because remember we were saying about how when the show started we were talking about how these prelims, there's a kickboxing bout, but the deep rules bout where there are only 2 rounds, they still allow the superior rule set, so we could get some good action out of them. And then these two Japanese versus Japanese bouts to kick off the main card after the opening ceremony, that could get the action rolling right away. So yeah, to answer your question, yes.
Okay, fair enough. Now, considering the fact that we're officially done with talking about this fight card, I just gotta basically ask, what are 2 fights in this case, since we want to run quick on time, what are 2 fights that you are going to be focused on, and what's 1 fight do you think that people should go out their way to see?
Oh,
Jay?
nice. Dean, I'm curious what you got to say.
I'm kind of like low-key interested in the fight, our guy from Kazakhstan versus the guy, what's his name? Kenya making his Rising debut.
Yeah, you talking about Zumagazi versus Yoshimura?
I think it'll be fun to watch, and then I'm excited for James Gallagher, because even if he is not in prime form that he's always been before, even if he's kind of just doing it for the money, Majima doesn't give a shit. He's going to go out there and try to finish him. So I think those are going to be 2 really exciting fights. I think if somebody wants to tune in, I think they got to watch the main event. They have to see this guy shot alive and what he can do. And even though we kind of know it's going to be a train wreck, you're still not going to look away. You're going to watch the violence. You're going to enjoy it. We're going to, make comparisons to him. I find him very similar in not just his fighting style and his career, but also his career trajectory to like Ilya Taporia. So I think if you're following the international scene, you got to know this guy. You got to see what he can do. You got to see him smash guys in Ryzen so that you know what to expect if he ever goes to UFC or something.
100%. Great choices. For mine, it's got to be there's the American champion Sabatello. Can't wait to see that bout. I'm really excited for that, and I love how he just brings out the haters. Everybody in Discord just absolutely can't stand him. I love it. It makes me like him even more. And then since you already said Gallagher's bout, I want to pick a different one. Ooh, man, this is a tough one. I either want to go with Fakuda Temirov or Shinryu and Zulu. I really like those 2 matchups. But, also Hori and Pitbull could be great. No, you know what? I'm going to go with Fakuda and Temirov. I think that could be, because if Fakuda does it in sensational fashion, I want him a fast track to a title shot as a reward for scoring a superior rule set finish. I want him in a title shot sooner than later, please. And then also, Shinryu and Zulu. That's just a great match, a great building block for Shinryu. And I like Zulu, like I was saying earlier. So those are 2 I'm going to pick, since Dean already picked Gallagher. And I'm surprised. Great pick on the Zumagazi and Yoshimura. That's a great one. Oh, and Samaru's saying Ayaka Hamasaki's fight, the girls' fight, is the fight of the night. Nice. Samaru, do you think that Hamasaki can get it done? Or you think that the Russian's going to break her?
Oh my God, Ivan Drago reference. But yeah, I think that now leaves me. I think I'm gonna go ahead and say that aside from the main event, well, in this case, the main event and the co-main event are the fights that everybody should be looking forward to, even if we know one of them is gonna be a damn steamroll. But still, though, point is, when it comes down to the 3 fights I'm looking forward to, obviously, it's Hamasaki versus Kuzi Utina. Oh, Bulka has another terrible take on things. Fuck you. Still
Who's
though,
saying this shit?
it's Kuzuyatina versus Hamasaki because I think that you got the Olympic bronze medal level judo facing off against one of the top names in JMMA for the women over the last decade and a half. It's going to probably mean something to a lot of people if Kuzuyatina defeats Hamasaki and etches her name in the fight sports world as probably the next Ronda Rousey. The second fight I'm looking forward to, I know we're already talking about it, Gallagher versus Majima. Gallagher is going to definitely have to prove that aside from all the glitz and glamour he received in Bellator, he's going to definitely showcase himself to the masses when he competes in Ryzen for the first time. And third, and most importantly, I think the fight I'm going to be looking forward to is Fukuda versus Timarov because Fukuda has bantamweight title opportunities waiting for him if the opportunity does present itself. But still, though, point is, no, actually, if Fukuda wins against Timarov, world title opportunities will be abound for him because Sabatello talked mad shit about him. But if Timarov wins, who knows? Maybe him wearing those freaky looking UFC shorts that his brother wears, maybe that's a sign of future UFC dreams, brother. But still, though, all in all, long story short, I guess we're all going to be looking forward to Ryzen Landmark 13 and the stacked fight weekend that is for not just Ryzen, but the entirety of the mixed martial arts world because this week is going to feel like the fight sports version of WrestleMania. WrestleMania is next weekend, but this weekend is definitely going to feel like the fight sports version of WrestleMania.
It's the superior rule set rivalry weekend with Black Combat and Ryzen. Who's going to have the best superior rule set action?
Yeah, and I mean, come to think of it, considering the fact that the NBA and Stanley Cup playoffs start next weekend as well, it's definitely got a real mid-spring classic type of feel. But
Yes.
still, though, before we close out this episode, as these assholes in the comments are just basically ripping both me and you, Jay Wolf, to shit. You know, they talking about me talking to OnlyFans chicks on Twitter, and that's none of your business. Oh, by the way,
What they say about me, I know some of them, so they're probably just talking shit because I love going back and forth with them about Sabatello. They hate Sabatello.
yeah.
Oh, talk about, dude, shut up. No, dude, that's not Noel, guys. It's freaking Pan Chan. Gosh, get over that shit, dude. Learn the lore.
Read the motherfucking runes, guys.
I know, jeez.
And thank you, Taylor Lang, for sticking up for me. Take your man, show respect to the legend. But still, though, point is, I've only been doing this shit for about 10 years. I've been doing this podcast and shit for about 15 years. But still, though, point is, who are y'all to say that I don't have respectable fandom? I've been a fan of this for the last decade that this promotion has been out. So, you can't fault my shine.
Yeah, we've been doing this show for almost every single show of Ryzen. We've
But
done a focus fight show for it.
every single show for about the last 4 or 5 years.
It was before the pandemic. I thought we were doing, or was that we were doing the We Are Rising podcast before the pandemic?
Yeah, We Are Rising podcast came first. Andrew Benjamin has a lot of skin in this game, even though, a lot of shit that he's basically said to me personally recently, I can't really fault all that. But still, though, point is, Dean, what say you? Let's go ahead and close this out. I mean, I know that you don't have social media, thankfully. That's probably for the better because all you got is Instagram.
Yeah.
Aside from your Instagram account, Americana Gi Clothing, how can the fans get you?
So Front Range Fighters, plural with an S, underscore has a presence on YouTube and on Facebook. So hopefully we'll be getting some interviews. I actually shot some interviews recently with some local fighters, some pro fighters here who've competed recently, have some more fights coming up. So hopefully we'll get some more coverage of the Front Range of fighters here in the mountain region. And then maybe I'll get one of my cohorts to make us an Instagram page for Front Range Fighters if I get a wild hair in my ass.
And you are based out of Denver, Colorado, by way of Indianapolis, Indiana, right?
Colorado Springs, Colorado, currently by way of Michigan.
Damn.
I did fight. I think it's because my first amateur fights when I was 17 with a fake ID were in Indianapolis.
Okay.
And was overseas for a couple years. No Korean fighters on this card, so my third grade Korean reading level didn't come into play to help us. But I'm excited, man. I think the first two Ryzen shows of the year are pretty strong. They're coming out the gate. Thank you, sir. Coming out the gate strong, and I hope it's going to be a good year for them. I hope we get to see, some more tentpole events and keep the scene strong.
Oh, yeah, of course. Jay? Scroll
Yeah,
the comments.
What? Go ahead.
Scroll through these comments like we know Shadowlayev's going to steamroll through Kubo and then put yourself over.
Okay. No, first I just want to thank the commenters for telling me I look handsome today. I really appreciate that. That was freaking awesome. I'm going to have to play this back for my girl and be like, babe, look, see? No, but I really appreciate the fans. And, hey, dude, no, it's not. Hey, no, you guys are off. It's freaking Pan Chan, not Noel. Gosh, you guys are freaking weird.
Put up the graphics so that people can know where to find it.
Okay, yeah. On the Discord server, it's Jay Wolf. On the Ryzen FF Fans Discord server. On Twitter, it's JAYYOLF1. That, yes, it's misspelled on purpose. That's how you know it's me from way back in the day. I've been commenting for decades now. So that's, and if you're a real person and follow me, I'll follow you right back. Just no bot accounts, nothing like that. So I do follow back. And then you can check me out right here on Focus Fights Audio, one of the best podcasts around. Thank you so much for having me on, Jay Krish. Also, I'm going to be on doing a show later with Aisha from the City Life Project. So it's going to be a great show on there as well. And just also with Todd Atkins. I got some stuff coming up for you guys for Ryzen fans. To be interviewing
about that show with Todd Atkins. You're doing something with him now?
Yes. Yeah, he's got me doing the Ryzen report with Todd Atkins, and I'm going to be interviewing the girl that's facing Kate Lotus coming up. So look forward to that. That's going to be awesome. Can't wait to see that. And we're going to be doing a review of Ryzen Landmark 13. We already did a review of Ryzen 52. So we got a lot of stuff coming in the pipeline. So just really appreciate the fans and appreciate you, Jay Krish. And it was great being on the show with you, Dean. I mean, this was a lot of fun. Looking forward to the next one already.
Hey,
check out the Atkins diet for sure.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I appreciate you joining here. And you know what? Speaking of Todd Atkins, you can check out his Instagram. You can check out his Twitter. You can check out all the platforms that he's on, especially his YouTube channel, where he has you put over on a regular, Jay Wolf.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, I feel embarrassed to tweet stuff about, because it's probably show him. I want it to be split screen of both him and me, but probably mostly me. But yeah, I'm be doing another Ryzen report with him, and we're going to interview. Her name's Katie Perez. She's facing Kate Lotus. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to that. And
how ironic, because I'm going to be interviewing Katie Perez as well as Barrow as well.
Nice.
And they're both going to be competing at Ryzen 53 on May 10th, which is going to be incredible. But still, though, point is, I guess we can go ahead and officially put a bow on this just to reach the 2.5 hour mark.
Let's do it.
Still, though, if you want to check out more of what the Fighting Federation has in store, jp.ryzenff.com. or you can just check out the links in the description to where you can find some of this good stuff or find where to get them. But still, though, if you want to check out the paper, it's again $20 standalone, or for the Ryzen Premium Pack subscription, $17. Either way, it's available on Ryzen.tv. Make sure to, first of all, be of age to actually get a subscription. But still, though, when you do, realize that, you know, this is going to be some pretty epic stuff. As far as the betting advice, we said gamble responsibly, always know your limits before you waste your money, you know. And when it comes down to, the fight card this weekend, we got 16 fights, 14 MMA fights. It's going to be something epic, and it's going to be well worth your time on this stat weekend of fight shows. But still, though, point is, it's going to be fun. All y'all just have to do is stay up for it, because it's going to start at 1 a.m. Eastern, midnight Pacific. Well, 1 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, or really, for the prelims, about 11:30 Eastern, 8:30 Pacific. So it's going to take place during that UFC card, but still, though, it's going to be something incredible. Let's just say that. But still, though, I think that just about does it from me, from us, for now. I thank you, Dean Pat. I'm sorry. I'm having brain farts aplenty here. But still, though, if y'all want to check out more of what Focus Fights has in store, check out that QR code in the top left-hand corner. Or you can go ahead and check out the link in the description if you're listening to us or watching us. And I will edit all that out in post. And of course, don't forget to check out Andrew Benjamin over on the But still, though, you can check out all of what Andrew Benjamin has in store over on that platform as well via his Twitter page or his Instagram account. And as you say, Jay Wolf, like always, whenever I play that Lenny Hart sounder,
Pride never die. Pride has risen.
yeah, of course. But still, we thank y'all for checking us out. We thank y'all for listening. We even thank the morons in the comments, basically. But still, though, if you want to check out more of what I have in store, you can check out my links in the description if you're watching or listening. Other than that, we thank y'all for checking out the show. We hope y'all check out Rising Land Part 13 this weekend in Fukuoka. And again, as I always like to say, peace, my peoples, in one love world. Protect yourself at all times. Keep fighting, because you never know who might hear your story. Well, always remember, in these chaotic times that we live in, we always got to find some way to relax and enjoy ourselves. So, you know what? I'm just happy that we're getting the opportunity to relax by putting over this great sport of mixed martial arts, or it's this fight sports. And it doesn't matter who people say, "Oh, I'm not going to hear your story, fatty." Well, hey.
Are they still trolling in the comments, dude? They're trolls, bro.
You know what?
Trolls the Discord.
And end by saying this, and then go ahead and tone it down until next week. Well, whenever we do this damn review, it doesn't.
Yeah, hey, Dean, are you going to be available for a review? Let's tell the fans about that.
Yeah.
We might have a review next week after the show.
If we do a review, it's probably not going to be until next Wednesday, Lord willing. But still, though, I'll just end by saying, and these go to the comments live on this YouTube feed. But still, though, I don't care if people don't want to hear my story. I've already been through enough shit in my life. I basically had to go through A
Dude, you're
lot of
feeding the trolls. They're just trolling. They're young kids, bro.
the point of the matter is this, Jay. I've been through a lot of shit in my life. What's one troll gonna do to stop me from enjoying the stuff that I love and what I've been loving over the last 10, 15 years, really 20 years, is mixed martial arts. But still, though, as long as I got this platform to speak, as long as I got a recording device that I am listening to this off of, and you're going to be listening to the audio of this off of, as long as I got a platform, who gives a shit what y'all think? Because it's like Jay Wolf, you always says,
Haters gonna hate.
oh, and pride never
Oh
dies.
yeah. Pride never died. Pride has risen. Haters gonna hate. Haters make it famous.
Yeah, of course. But still, though, enough about all that. We just about done. For Jay Wolf, for Dean the Honey Badger Burley, I have been the Chillmeister Chris Gary. Deuces. Until next time, y'all. Fuck the trolls and the haters.